FOMC day is here. Rate cut day is here. If you've positioned yourself wisely, you can make a lot of money. If you haven't, you could lose a lot of money very quickly. We're going to cover all the deep dive analysis. Sensei has provided me charts, information, data points, the whole thing to prepare us for the live event. You're going to get the best information live, unedited, unscripted, real, support for everyone. Anyone can call in, be on the show. I'll answer everyone's questions. We're going to cover all of it, what I'm doing with my real money, and we're also giving you tickets today to our $2,000 giveaway. That's right. We're giving away $2,000 to you live on these shows, and you can take part. It's free to enter and free for all. But right now, we're going to go through all of the data and get ready for the FOMC report. So stay here. We have gone early because we want to cover all of the data points, what might happen to your stocks, Bitcoin, crypto, anything, XRP, all of it. We've got a full deep dive of everything that you need to know. So we'll just allow a few seconds for everyone to get in here, and then we'll give your first magic number so you can win $2,000. And there's going to be second and third prizes and spin the wheel. It's absolutely nuts what we're doing now. We're giving you so much to thank you for the silver play button, which is right there. And now we're going to get the gold one, which will be 1 million and then 1 billion. And we're with the first channel in the world to get to 1 billion. All right, let's go. Let's get straight into it. So let's give everybody, what should we give you? A minute? Should we allow a minute? We've got 389 people watching. I think we'll start, I will give you your first magic number when we get to about 500 people, which will be in the next few seconds. So what we'll do is 250 likes, and then we'll start the news. So tap the like button. Oops, a daisy. That was good. Oh, there we go. Try that again. There you go. No idea what I did there. Press the tap the like button. Let's get 250 likes, and then we'll start the data. So let's get this party started, shall we? Let's see how many people we've got watching now. 472. Let's put the music on. Let's get 250 likes, and then we'll go through all the data, and I'll give you your first magic number when we get to 500 people watching. Your first magic number to win $2,000. I know, when you think about it, pretty crazy, right? So let's get to 250 likes in 1 minute. Here we go. Let's see how many people are watching right now. We've got 488. There it is. We've got all the data, all the charts, all your crypto, all your stocks, everything, live phone-ins. You can be on the show. Ask me any question you want. There we go. We've got 500 watching. So now we're going to give away our magic number. All we need now is 250 likes. So how many likes have we got? We're starting at 75. Let me refresh the screen. Here we go. Magic numbers coming up as soon as we get 250 likes. We are now at 227. The magic number is coming up as soon as we get 250 likes. We're nearly there. Smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We're going to go through all your positions today. Everything. You're not going to miss anything. My portfolio is another all-time high. I'm making a ton of money with Coca-Cola. I sold the S&P before it went down. It's going down fast now. I sold it at the top and bought my Coca-Cola. Virgin Galactic up 2.59. Palantir, it was always going to go down. Gold is down and up again. I wouldn't touch it. Amazon down 1.4. Apple up 0.6. Enphase Energy, this is my best tip of the year. I was right. Again, it's going to go to $100. It's the best tip of the year. My probably even better tip than that was Coca-Cola. I said it was oversold. It was. It's outperforming everything today. Plus a dividend of $1,100 in just 1 week from now. In fact, 2 weeks from now, beg your pardon. It was oversold. There it is. J&J also going to $200. Chevron Oil going down now. Tesla is down and going up again. I wouldn't touch it right now. McDonald's up today. Great. Always goes up when Coca-Cola does, of course, the Olympics and the World Cup. Everyone's going to be drinking Coke. Google going down. Microsoft going down, Meta going down, Nvidia going down, the Mag 7, the S&P selling off. Where do you want to be? Defensive. I tried to help everybody. It's a bit too late now. Walmart is going up today. Defensives. There you go. Tilray Brands. It's a joke stock. Don't touch it. Robinhood down slightly. Rocket Lab too expensive. Plug Power. If you want Russian oligarch manipulation, there you go. I wouldn't touch it if it's the last stock on earth. Bitcoin down 0.6 today. Yep, I sold all of my Bitcoin at the top on my ETF, not the actual coin itself. I've sold none of my XRP. I'm supporting the XRP army, and I'm also holding it to give to you. I now need to give you $2,000, right, of my own money. So I better keep some, right? Ethereum, I sold the ETF, but I kept the coin itself because I'm staking it all. Right? Did we get the 250 likes? Let's have a quick look. Subscribers is now 102,038. We're on the road. We're on track for 1.5 years to get to 1 million and 15 years to get to the billion. And I'm not going to give up until we do. All right. So let's clear that away. Put Mr. Mini-Me back on the screen and see if we got to 250, because I'm now going to give you your first magic number. Let's have a look. If it's 250, you get your first magic number. 321. Flipping heck, it absolutely went nuts. There you go. 321. Thank you so much indeed for your support. How many people are watching right now? 671. Okay, we're warming up nicely now. So let's get straight into it. Let me give you your first magic number. Why do I keep doing that? That's doing my head in. I've got to stop doing that. I've got to stop doing that. Why do I keep doing that? I don't know why I keep doing that. All right. So we're going to go through a deep dive now of all the numbers, all the charts, everything you need to know to position yourself. There still is time. There's not time anymore to sell the S&P, unfortunately. Now it's going down again. That time has come and gone. The time to buy Coca-Cola has come and gone. It's still a good buy, but it's not where you want it to be now going into the FOMC report. You want to be in it now and enjoying the benefits. You don't want to be buying it now. I'm sorry to spoil the party, but that's just the way it is. All right, so we just launched, just before I give you all the data for the FOMC, I'll get it up for you. So we're going to go through everything you need to know here. You're going to absolutely love this. We prepared for you an amazing report from Sensei covering everything you need to know with the FOMC report. You've still got time to reposition. Too late, I think, to sell the S&P. Too late to buy Coca-Cola, but there are many moves left for you to do. So we're going to cover all of that in a second, all right? We're going to give you all of this. So before I do, I'm going to just give you your first magic number. Today we launched our first our second giveaway. We're now giving away $2,000. The giveaway link is here, martynlucas.com. We're paying out in XRP, but you can sell it for whatever you like. We're giving you $2,000, and if you share everything and it goes really well, I might increase it to even more. I can't say that right now, but at the moment it's 2,000. There is the link. You've got time to take part now. This is the first day. This is the first official day, so you've not missed any tickets yet. After today, you'll be behind. So there you go. $2,000 is the giveaway. The event will take place on New Year's Eve, and you don't necessarily have to be completely in the show and be present, because we'll send you an email and you have 5 minutes to respond if you miss it. So you can still enter if you go into a New Year's Eve party, right? $2,000. Okay, and we're also rewarding everybody that takes part and engages on X, repost. We're counting all your reposts, your likes, to reward you with prizes as well. We'll be doing spin the wheel like last time, and you all saw it on the last time. It was amazing. Now, I've just a few seconds ago put out this post here. A few seconds ago, a deep dive analysis before the FOMC report, this post on X. It's in the competition. Here it is. I'll give you the link, but make sure that you go and claim your tickets on the competition page. Everybody repost that now, and you can win tickets to win $2,000. Make sure you go and claim it. It won't be there forever. These things do not hang around forever. All right, tap that now, repost that now, and you can win tickets for the $2,000 giveaway. Right, let me get straight into our first magic number. In today's show, we're giving you 3 magic numbers. 1 at the beginning, I'm going to give it to you now, write it down. 1 in the middle, so you'll have that. And then 1 in the first minute of Vaz on the next show. So what's going to happen is, as we get to the news conference, we're going to finish the conference, and normally I carry on like an hour and a half, do a debate. But I'm going to end it right at the end of the news conference. Vaz will start, and the moment you all go into his stream, within 1 minute, he will give you the 3rd and final magic number. Because Sensei Vaz has had a private invitation from the CEO of a Vertical Aerospace to broadcast a special event. You all want to see it. It's massive that he got an invitation from the CEO. We've got friends now everywhere, and everybody wants to get involved with this show. So he will give you the last and the 3rd magic number, add all 3 together, and you can win tickets for our $2,000 giveaway. And you're also going to learn directly from the CEO information about Vertical Aerospace. This is the stock that's going to explode on the Olympics next year, and you really want to be involved and have this direct information. So your first magic number, are you ready? Here it comes, your first magic number. Write this down to win $2,000 in XRP. You can sell it for cash, do what you want with it. Your first magic number is 7654. Your first magic number is 7654. The next magic number will come when we get Jerome Powell speak, and then the last one will be in the first minute of when Vaz goes live for that CEO information. So once again, your magic number is 7654, 7,654. Add them all together when you get the 3rd one and enter it on the giveaway page, which is in the chat, martynlucas.com/giveaway. Of course, you all know that. It's on all the social media. It's below all the videos, and it's in the chat once again. There you go. Right, so now we're going to go into a deep dive of the FOMC report, so you can be prepared. And this information is what I have used for me to reposition in Coca-Cola. And was I right? Yes, I was. I'm outperforming the market again. The S&P has gone down and my Coca-Cola has gone up. I've now got just a tad, and I mean a few dollars, under $250,000 now in Coca-Cola. I've gone all in, and that's why my portfolio is outperforming the S&P today. All right? I said this was going to come. It did exactly what we said. Once again, we were right again. And I'll show you my trades here. 74 trades, 73 wins. I never lose, and I've just hit a new all-time high on my portfolio despite the market selling off. And that's before I get my dividends of $1,100 in a couple of weeks from Coca-Cola. So let's break it all down and let's have a look at the FOMC report. Before it goes live, we need to be prepared. So this information is our own information provided by our newsletter, Sensei's newsletter. Now here is the link in the chat. If you sign up for the free version, you don't have to pay. There it is. You can win tickets to our $2,000 giveaway, and you can get all this information, and you can read along with me because it's my show notes for today's show. So you can be prepared. I have all the charts. We're going through all of it right now. You don't want to miss this, okay? So here we go. There is the link in the chat. Rate cut today. The real battle is in Powell's words as he takes the stage. Correct. It's not what the rate cuts are. It's what he says in the press conference. That's what's important, and we'll cover all that live. I won't talk over it. You'll hear it all. Markets are priced in the move. That's at 0.25, by the way, but not the message. Will the Fed fuel a risk rally or shut it down? Right. You need to be defensive, folks. The Federal Reserve announces its latest policy decision today, and markets are holding their breath. Inflation has cooled but hasn't fully normalized. The job market is wobbling, and financial conditions have eased sharply. While a 0.25 percentage point rate cut is almost guaranteed, what Fed Chair Jerome Powell says about the path ahead will shape risk sentiment across stocks, crypto, and bonds. Okay, now then, inflation cooling but not cold. Inflation is trending in the right direction, but the Fed's fight isn't over. It isn't. And we've got a bit of a chart there for you. Now, if you are following along with this in the newsletter, you can get much more details. And don't forget, I've just dropped the link in the chat to the newsletter. By signing up for it for free, you don't have to pay. You can claim tickets for our $2,000 cash giveaway. All right, so there you go. And you can follow along and digest the charts in more detail. In August, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, rose 2.9% year on year, with core inflation, excluding food and energy, at 3.1%. Shelter was the biggest driver, rising 0.4% on the month. At the producer level, the PPI fell 0.1% month over month, with a 2.6% year-over-year gain, showing softer pipeline pressures. The Fed's favorite gauge, PCE inflation, came in at 2.6% headline and 2.9% core in July, its closest flirtation with target so far this cycle. Inflation, this is from Sensei. Inflation is easing, but it's not mission accomplished yet, said Michael Feroli, chief US economist at JP Morgan. The Fed will want to keep its options open even as it cuts. This cut won't be celebratory. It'll be cautious. Now, this is why I've sold the S&P 500. I've trimmed it. I've still got nearly $250,000 in the S&P, but I've now bought nearly $250,000 now of Coca-Cola. It was the right thing to do at the right time, hence why I'm beating the market again. All right, all the information is there. It's just people choose to ignore it. Okay, this cut will not be celebratory. So if we get a 0.5% cut, very different, and we'll come on to that shortly. Jobs cracks in the foundation. Now, if you've just tuned in, we're taking this from our newsletter. You can follow on. You can get this for free. It'll also give you tickets to win our $2,000 in cash. We're paying out in XRP. You can win some money. So you can get free tickets to win that. And you can follow along my show notes. This is our very own newsletter done for us by Sensei. And he's just won an award, by the way. He's got a verification tick from Substack. He now ranks up in the global newsletter rankings. Very, very proud of Sensei. Jobs cracks in the foundation. Now, this chart you're seeing on the screen, I would like you to look at the show notes and you can see it in further detail so you can follow along and you can look in more detail. But I'm going to break down what you're looking at. The labor market is bending, but not breaking. This is good. The August jobs report showed just 22,000 new payrolls. Unemployment ticked up 4.3% and wage growth slowed to 3.7% year on year. Revisions to past data show the labour market has been weaker than thought. 911,000 jobs were wiped off the books over the past year. Gains are concentrated in healthcare. Other sectors like energy, government and manufacturing are flashing red. This is the soft landing the Fed prayed for. Cooler wages, fewer hires, but no cliff edge, says Diane Swank of KPMG. Thank you for that. The bottom line, with inflation ebbing and jobs softening, the Fed has cover to ease. Now, if you've just tuned in, please do tap the like button. I'd like to take a moment just to get everyone to tap the like button. We are giving away $2,000. We've just started our biggest ever giveaway. We gave away $1,000 a couple of nights ago. Many online thought it was a scam and they all missed it. It was real. And now we're giving away $2,000. Since I received my silver play button from YouTube, we have got inundated with everybody wanting to sponsor me, and I don't want it. I'm taking the money that they want to give to me and I'm giving it to you. So I'm turning down crypto sponsorship, but anybody wants to support their business, and they're a member of our channel, I will take the money and I will give it all to you. So we're giving away $2,000. So please do consider subscribing so you don't miss anything, and tap the like button, everybody. And we're going to cover all this breakdown of the FOMC report, share with you all my real trades, answer everyone's questions, do a live phone in, and then cover the FOMC report live. And I can now tell you, I received a message this morning from YouTube. I shared it on the competition earlier from YouTube in my studio today, a message about being the first 1 billion channel. I showed it in the competition this morning. It's going to happen because we are a global community and we're growing faster than anyone else. 98% of our live viewers are members, more than any other channel on earth. If you want to become a member, there is the membership link, and you might want to consider becoming a member. All right, we have special events for our members. Right, so what the Fed will likely do today. All right, let's carry on. This is all from our very own newsletter that we prepare for you every single day. The Fed last cut on December the 18th, 2024, trimming the federal funds rate to 4.25 to 4.5 Fed statement. Since then, nothing but pressure has built. Now, if you want to go closely into this chart, if you are getting the newsletter, you can get it right now and it will give you free tickets. You can follow along my show notes and zoom in on these things, take part. You can ask Sensei questions directly about the newsletter and he'll reply to you. This is an interactive newsletter. There's nothing on earth like it. It's why we've won an award for it. Sensei is now ranking up like the top in the world for newsletters, and he's got an award for it. He's just got it at the same time as we got our silver award and our plaque from YouTube and our verification tick, which is very hard to get, by the way, for a financial channel. Today, markets see a near certainty of another 25 basis point cut per the CME FedWatch tool, the chart above. You can zoom into that and get more details. A 50 basis point surprise is possible, but unlikely. I say it's likely today, actually, because the Fed do not want to do a 0.25 and then a 0.5. That looks like they're out of control. They would much rather do a 0.5 and then slow down with a 0.25 and a 0.25. It looks better. So they might do that. If they do 0.25, there'll be like 4 or 5 rate cuts. So my margin is going down to nothing. Hence why I'm fully invested now with about $500,000, and I'm all in. So a 50 basis point surprise is possible, but unlikely. Not in my book, it's not. The Fed still want to preserve credibility and not appear panicked. It's better to do 0.5 then and then slow down. Now, if you want to vote in our poll, on our community page, we like to call this the Lucas Archie, which is better and more reliable than the Fibonacci. Here is the link in the chat. Go and vote. Here is our vote. What do you think so far? So, pause, hike, 0.25 or 0.5. I just released this a few minutes ago. It had no votes. A few minutes ago, you can see there, 0 votes. I'm now going to refresh the screen. This ranks on Google, by the way, not just YouTube. We rank #1 for these polls. Scroll down here. That's in the world, by the way. 278 votes in the first few seconds. There we go. 278 votes. Pause, 14%. Hike, 1%. 0.25, 65%, and a 0.5, that's where I sit, by the way, because we should have had a rate cut in June, is 19%. So let's see who's right. I don't mind being wrong. I'm wrong sometimes, not very often, but when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I wasn't wrong about my trades though, was I? But I do think that this should be a 0.5. We'll see if I'm right. Let's carry on with the news and we'll come back to the poll in a minute. So, next part of the news story. Powell's words matter more than the cut. Now, I couldn't overemphasize that more clearly. It's not what Jerome Powell says. It's not what the rate cuts are, and we'll have that in an hour and 15 minutes. It's not about that. It's what he says is important, and that's where crypto will win or lose today. Very much crypto is the big winner today. For me, I've gone defensive. I bought my Coca-Cola. It was absolutely the right thing to do. I said it was the best time to buy, and it was. The S&P was going down, and it is. I sold it at the top, so I was dead right. Again, when you talk to the people at the top, you know, it's easy to get this stuff right. It's all a game. All right. Anyway, there you go. But the biggest game today is crypto. This is the big story. If we only get a 0.25 or nothing at all, crypto's going down. I can afford crypto to go down 50%. It's why I sold my ETS but kept the coins. I'm ready to buy more. I'm ready to double my positions of Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP if it goes down 50%. And it can today. It can also go up to $200,000 today on a 0.5%. And XRP can go to $10 today on a 0.5%. And Ethereum can go to $12,000 today on a 0.5%. Where will it go? Well, we don't know. But whatever happens, you can win. You have to be prepared. Remember, I don't do options. I never short the market. I just buy under value. That's it. And then I use tack lots to trim. And then we give away money to you to celebrate. All right. So Powell's words matter more than the cuts. If you've just tuned in, please tap the like button. This will be our biggest stream probably ever to date. Our biggest was XRP, 130,000 live with the Brad Garlinghouse interview. We had more than 60 minutes. Please tap the like button and don't forget, go onto X and repost, because we're giving you free tickets. There is the X post, repost it, and you can win tickets to win $1,000 by reposting this stream right now, and it will get more people in. And if we get even more success, we'll give even more money away. So it's all part of the family, right? Markets aren't just listening for the decision, they're decoding Powell's tone. Market-friendly signals. Fed acknowledges risks are shifting towards growth. Confirms inflation is moving sustainably lower and hints at 2 to 3 more cuts in 2025. The chart below shows markets pricing the federal funds rate at 3.5 to 3.7 by December FOMC meeting. That implies a cut at nearly every meeting through year end, including today's. That will be great for small caps. That will be great for crypto. That will take crypto, like I said, to the predictions I have got. However, money will flow out of the Mag 7, hence why I've trimmed. It's overcooked. Go into small caps and go defensive with Coca-Cola, hence why I've gone all in. This chart is here for you. Now, if you want to zoom in, I can do it for you, but I'd much prefer you to open the newsletter yourself, and then you can zoom in all the data points and also ask questions with our editor and owner, Sensei. We'll do that all for you. So there is a newsletter. Sign up for it now. It's completely free, and you'll win tickets for our $2,000 giveaway. Follow along. These are the show notes prepared for you on today's show. Hawkish tones to watch for. Warnings about sticky services inflation. Well, he could say that, couldn't he? There's still issues with the tariffs. He said before, rates would have been cut if it wasn't for tariffs. Well, the tariffs still exist. The China deal still isn't done. Need to go defensive. Talks of a higher neutral rate, suggesting less room to cut. Is he going to do that? Well, we just don't know. Be prepared either way. Pushback. Or on investor expectations for aggressive easing. These are hawkish tones. Result, expect a rally if Powell gives the green light and a pullback if he pours cold water on the hopes. So it's not going to be a sideways day today. Many people, a lot of people on X, people that follow the nonsense on X, are going to get margin call today, wreck today. My Lucasades are all going to win, because I've done so many polls with my Lucasades, and they are all very aware of what's going to happen. They've taken defensive positions. They are not shorting the market, and they are not over leveraging with their crypto. They are ready. Other people on X and people that follow other channels are going to get wrecked today. We're going to see it 100%. You're going to see it. You're going to see huge volatility today in crypto. 100%. It's either going to boom and kill all the shorters, or crash and kill all the longs. One way or another, many, many people are going to get wrecked today. Not the Lucasades, and certainly not me. So be careful. Let's now move on. A quick note from Sensei. What has Sensei got to say to this? I'm away on my honeymoon this week. Everybody put in the chat right now, love to Sensei. Come on, this is real. This is a real family. We've got members now in 72 countries, 15 languages around the world. Love to Sensei. He is watching this right now. I want everybody to copy and paste in the chat, love to Sensei. On his honeymoon, he took the time to make us the best newsletter on earth. He has awards for this. He's ranking on newsletter ranking sites. We've got our verification tick. We've just won our silver play button. And I just got a message this morning from YouTube about being the first 1 billion channel. I shared that with you in the giveaway video this morning, all right, when it went live. So lots of good stuff. Please send love to Sensei. This is a family. Everyone tap the like button. We are now 1,300 people watching. I'm expecting 40 to 50,000, which will be more than Bloomberg and CNBC combined, by the way, watching live. So please do tap the like button and consider subscribing to our family and taking part in our free giveaway. The more you get involved in our giveaways, the more money we get from people that I just give to you. I don't take sponsorship money. I don't want it. I don't need it. I give it all to you. All right? So become part of the family. We raise money for charity. We do all sorts of great stuff. Get involved. I love all the love coming in. So I'm away on my honeymoon this week. So while the daily newsletter won't be running as usual, I didn't want you to miss this key FOMC moment. If you're enjoying these insights, give it a like, repost, or share. And by doing so, you're also promoting the giveaways, and we're going to increase the giveaways consistently and give it all to you. Nothing for me, all to you. And if you want a more in-depth coverage, consider becoming a premium member to support the work and unlock exclusive insights, deeper research, and one-on-one contact. It doesn't get much better than that. See you back in your inbox very soon, Sensei. I love that. And I see all the love coming in. Absolutely wonderful. Enjoy the rest of the newsletter. So, quick poll for readers. You can take part in this poll on our newsletter. I'll give it to you again. This is interactive. It's got an app, download, email, web version, everything. There is the giveaway. There is the competition. There is the link to the newsletter. Click on that link. It's free. Use that link right now. Sign up and you can get free tickets to our giveaway. You don't have to pay. If you want the full version, which everybody has, by the way, I'm just saying everybody does have the premium version because it's like 30 cents a day. Everybody does. I mean, if you can't afford 30 cents, you shouldn't be investing, right? Everybody's got it. Do you think today's Fed move is the start of a full easing cycle or just a one-off cut? So please now go and vote on the poll that's running in the newsletter. You can get involved in that. It says 6 votes, 6 days remaining. Show results. So you can go and check that out. I'll show you that later. So market impact, stocks and crypto and bonds. Equity stocks love the first cut, especially if it's insurance, not emergency. Just last week, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ hit record highs, hence why I trimmed, driven by rate cut optimism. Crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP tend to surge in easing cycles. Lower rates equals weaker dollar, more risk appetite. Still, macro alone isn't enough. Spot ETF flows and network catalysts remain the key. All right? So if you all tap the like button, we're at 553 likes now. I'd love to get 1,000 likes on this stream. We've got 1,321 watching. Please help us. The more we grow, the more we give back to charity and the more we give back to you, which is basically everything I get, right? So there you go. Click subscribe and ring the bell. Let's have a quick look and see what's happening with our stocks at the moment. We've got a terrible sign here. Russian oligarchs manipulating plug power. Do not touch it. It's the worst thing you could possibly do. Bitcoin going down into the event. That was bound to happen. XRP holding up, outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum, by the way. Very nice indeed. And our subscribers is now 102,000. 182. Amazing. We're going nearly 1,000 a day at the moment, on target for a year and a half to be at 1 million and 15 years to 1 billion. And I mean that. I'm not going anywhere. I will sit here for 15 years and get it done. I've already done 4 years. I can do another 15. 100%, we're going to 1 billion subscribers, the first channel in the world. So, let's talk about this. Bonds. We've done crypto. Bonds. A cut steepens the yield curve. That's bullish for financials and risk assets, but only if long-end inflation expectations stay tame. If Powell sounds too cautious, yields could rebound, muting the benefit. Very, very important. Right, now this chart, Sensei has provided you a deep dive chart. I'm not going to go into it on the screen. You can zoom in. These are the show notes from the newsletter. Sign up now for the newsletter. It's free. Use my referral here, and you will get the free tickets, and you can get the premium for 30 cents a day. If you don't get the newsletter, I don't know what. Everyone's got it. That's why Sensei is now ranking #1 for newsletters. It's just expanding. No one provides a daily newsletter like this every single day like this. I mean, even on his honeymoon. All right. So zoom into that chart and you can get the details. In 2019, the Fed rate cuts. The Fed cut rates 3 times in what Powell called a mid-cycle adjustment. Markets soared. The chart above shows VU, the S&P 500. Thank you, Sensei. I love you for that, mate. My favorite stock, of course, but I'm not married to it. I've just dumped about $250,000 to buy the S&P 500, just saying. On top, and the Fed funds rate on the bottom. Once cuts began, VU rallied nearly 20%. A sharp move higher that continued until COVID crash in early 2020. What about Main Street? Main Street, mortgage relief. What does it mean for Main Street in the mortgages? Well, the average 30-year fixed mortgage is around 6.3%. That information was provided by Freddie Mac. Thank you, and we certify all our information. A single 0.25 cut won't move the needle much. And because it's priced in, expect crypto to go down. Expect defensives to go up. Expect the S&P to go down. Just saying, that could happen. Mortgage rates follow the 10-year Treasury and MBS spreads, not just the Fed funds rate. But the Fed could help in another way. If Powell hints at slowing the Fed's mortgage-backed securities MBS runoff, that could trim spreads and lower mortgage rates by 20 to 30 basis points. A real win for the housing market. Now, if the housing market booms, everybody wins, right? People start spending money on their houses, and everything improves when the housing market improves. Expect gradual, not instant relief for homeowners. Things take time. The road ahead. How many more cuts? How many more cuts? Here's where the Fed could go from here. If you just tuned in, please tap the like button and consider subscribing. Today, we just launched our latest giveaway. We're giving away $2,000. Since I got my silver play button, I'm being inundated by everybody wishing to sponsor the channel because I don't take sponsorship. It's kind of funny, really, isn't it? We are the most honest, real live channel in the world. I even got a message this morning from YouTube about being the first 1 billion channel. I showed it this morning on the giveaway video. Go and check it out. It's on the homepage of the channel. And if you are watching right now and you have a business and you would like to sponsor the fastest growing channel on YouTube with 98% of live viewers on a regular show members, so as the highest engagement channel in the world, if you want to sponsor us, you can't sponsor me because I don't want the money and I don't want to be a sponsored channel. However, you can donate things for me to give away to our audience. I'm currently talking to Ford, Chevrolet, giving cars away, houses away, holidays away. If you want to sponsor our channel and get the most engaged audience to follow you, engage with you, reach out to me, become a member. You have to be a member. You have to watch. It's only a couple of bucks to be a member. That way we know you are a genuine viewer, not just somebody out for yourself. We're here to help people. That's why this channel is going to be the #1 channel in the world. Let's carry on. The road ahead. How many more cuts? Here's where the Fed could go from here. Now, you can see those numbers there. Again, if you want to zoom in and get a closer detail, it is found in the show notes, which is the newsletter. There is the newsletter. You can get it free right now. Sign up and win tickets. And you can zoom in as I'm doing this, explaining it all to you. You can interact, ask questions, engage with it and everything, all right? So, the base case, cut today, then 2 to 3 more in 2025 if inflation continues to ease. That would take the federal funds rate to 3.5 to 3.75 by year end. Risks to this plan: an inflation resurgence, tariffs, oil, or a job shock that forces the Fed to cut faster. These are real concerns. This is why you need to prepare for any eventuality, up and down. You need to be prepared. This is why I've trimmed the S&P and I bought Coca-Cola and I'm also cautious of my crypto, even though I'm fully invested and I'm fully in with margin, by the way. So, Sensei's insight to this. This is Sensei's thought on what we've just been talking about. Have you tapped the like button? Everyone's subscribing. This is amazing. We're growing very, very quickly today. Please take part in our giveaway. We just launched it, so you haven't missed a single ticket yet. It's martynlucas.com/giveaway. It's pinned to the top, also below in the description of this video. We're giving away $2,000. All right? Now then, one of the things that we are doing, one of the things you can get free tickets for, and trust me, if we succeed in this mission, the prize money is going up a lot. All right? One of the things to win tickets is Charlotte May Weddings. They are sponsoring, along with me, Sensei and Vaz, is to simply subscribe to their YouTube channel. They are at 205 subscribers. They were at 184 about an hour ago when we started. I ask every one of you right now, it's one of our members. Remember, no one can come along a corporate sponsor. Everyone is a member. Everyone is a viewer. I'm hoping to have Ford, Chevrolet, Coca-Cola as sponsors, but they'll be members and viewers of the channel. All right? So what I want you to do is click on this. This is Charlotte May Weddings YouTube channel. By clicking on this and subscribing, you can claim free tickets right now. And if this goes up, I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, but there's a magic number. When it hits a certain number, the prize money is going to go up. And you want to make sure all your friends subscribe to this channel. All right, so I'm going to refresh the screen and see if it's moved. Don't forget to claim your free tickets. 205 has now moved to 211. Okay, it's moving. I'm going to count down in 10 seconds, and I want to see it to go to 220. You want to share this with everybody. You can win tickets to win $2,000, and if we get a certain number, the prize money is going up too. And you're going to get all of it. So it's going to get very, very serious very, very quickly. All right? Don't miss out. Let me refresh. Let me give you the link in the chat. This is one of our sponsors, along with me, Sensei and Vaz. There's a link in the chat. Have you all done it? I'm going to count down 10. I want to see that at 220. And this is just the beginning on day 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 211 is now 225. We're off and running. We're just warming up. Share it with everybody. Let's go back now to the newsletter and Sensei's thoughts. Thank you very much. Keep on going. You're not there yet. I can't tell you when it is, but there's a magic number, and when you get there, the prize money goes up. Sensei's insight. Today's rate cut isn't the headline, it's the tone shift that could change everything. Absolutely right. It's the tone that will change everything. If Powell signals confidence that inflation is trending lower and the labour market needs support, investors will interpret this as a start of a cutting cycle. That's rocket fuel for stocks, crypto and gold. Interesting. But if Powell emphasizes caution, worried about sticky inflation or a higher neutral rate, markets will take this as a one-off, not a trend. That would deflate some of the current euphoria. Be careful. He could say that. Retail investors, here's the playbook. Expect patience. The Fed will move slowly. Follow the data. Each CPI, PCE print will matter, and we cover them all live on this show. You don't want to miss any of them. All right. Stay nimble, stay sharp, and remember, the biggest moves often come not from what the Fed does, but from what it says it might do next. This is why when you get the rate decision today, which will be in 50 minutes from now, then we wait another half an hour for Jerome Powell to speak. And then after that, we get the news conference. It's what he says in the news conference, which is most important. We are just checking in and out on CNBC as we go throughout the day and listening what's going on. If there's any breaking news, I will bring it to you. You can guarantee that. Now, this content that Sensei's provided today is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. We put it on at the bottom of the screen. Do not follow our trades. This is not financial advice for you. We do not know you. We do not know what you are doing. We've got no bloody idea about you personally. So please do not use what we are saying as financial advice. However, it's very good information and it's what I am using to trade, and you know what I am trading and all the rest of it, but it's not designed to tell you what to do. We don't know you. So we are not your financial advisor. All right. So there is Sensei's report. I'm going to go through now all my positions, show you what I am doing. This is my real money. Everything here is open and honest. I can share with you my bank account in England and in the US. There's nothing in either one. There's $9 in the Bank of America, and there's currently £10 in my Lloyd's Bank in the UK. That's it. Every single penny on the screen is what I have. It's all in Robinhood. This is it, right? This is my real money. 287,356. Remember, I never short the market, ever. I never do options, ever. I buy, and I do it by speaking to CEOs, hedge fund managers, Wall Street managers. We interview them on the show and we bring you this information. So this is real. This is my real money. I'm fully invested. I'll show you my margin position. You can see, look, I'm fully in. I'm fully invested. Nearly $500,000 now invested. So, you know, I am extremely bullish. I always make money. We always win. These are my trades, and there's always money to be made in the stock market if you know what's going on and you don't pay attention to the noise and the nonsense. There's always money to be made, always. In fact, I've always said it's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. Now, what we're going to do now we have some analysis, we're going to open up the phone lines. All right. If you want to be live on the show today and ask me any question about anything, you have to be a member. It's a members event. All right. Here is the link in the chat. Live video phone in. You don't require any software. You can react now to the Fed. You can be on the call when it happens. Live video phone in. You have to be a member. And if you are going to call in, you have to put in the chat you're calling in so I can see your membership badge so I can welcome you in. If you're not a member, you can't call in. We don't want bots, trolls, scammers calling in, talking bloody nonsense, all right? We haven't got time for idiots. There's always an idiot who watches our show, and there's about 2 or 3 that watch every day. We don't want them on the channel, a waste of time. Everybody else, you can call in, all right? So if you want to call in, become a member. How do you become a member? Please tap the like button. We got 681 now likes. I'd love to get 1,000. 1,000 would be a world record for our channel, so I'd love to get that. Please do click subscribe and ring the bell. Have you all done that? Awesome stuff. What was I going to do? I forgot what I was going to do. Oh, yes, I was going to give you a few links. There is X and Instagram. All right. This is where if you repost everything, we're also counting every engagement from our top engagers to give you prizes on Spin the Wheel, as well as our big star prize of $2,000. So there's loads there you can get involved with. If you want a referral for Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread, I know the CEO personally. I've brought you the best deal, better than you can get on Bloomberg, CNBC, Meet Kevin, Graham, Stepan, everyone. Get the best deal and a free trial. If you you want Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread, there's never been a better time than watching one of my shows. Here is the extra channel where we're live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you want to follow the extra channel, so after we finish, you can have the extra support from the family 24 hours a day. We're also now providing a free one-on-one video training course. Other YouTubers, half my size, quarter of my size, and one's 10 times the size, all sell their training programs. We don't. I make money investing. I don't need to sell you training programs. I give it to you for free. I provide this service to you. All right? This is a free service to all our Discord users. How do you get on Discord? Well, I'll share with you how you do this. This is a free service included in our Discord Premium. Discord's not free. Discord costs $2.99. I mean, it's basically free. We want everyone to be able to afford it, but we only want premium members. We don't want free viewers. In fact, we have to kick them out by hundreds every day. They try and join for free. We don't want you in there because we don't want a massive Discord audience. We want a few hundred we can help because the video training course we provided is one-on-one support with Sensei and myself and Vaz. One-on-one. Oh, thank you, Leah. That was a good bang. All right. Leah was making sure my tea's arrived. Oh, it's a latte. Cheers. This is one of our mugs, by the way, in the shop. This, right? You can get yourself a mug, martynlucasshop.com. Oh, that's a nice latte. No, Discord is not free for gold members. No, it's not. Discord is a premium service for everybody. It's completely separate. It's not part of YouTube. So how do you get on it? Now, I'll give you the link. Now, before you click on the link, let me show you how it works and what you get. Please wait. People don't listen. They do the wrong thing every time. Here is the Discord link in the chat. Can you see that? Yes. God bless Leah. Indeed. You all know about Leah right now. So there is the link. Now, when you get on the link, this is what you will see. You will see we only have 234 members. That's it. Every day, look, 311 have just joined. We kick these people out every day. Now, I don't mean kick out because I'm being rude. It's called kick on Discord. It's just what it's called, right? We kick them out. Why? We don't want millions of people following our channel because we provide a real live one-on-one service. We want the best service in the world, not the biggest. This is how we're going to grow to 1 billion on YouTube. By being an unsponsored, real channel. Okay, we don't want millions, so we kick you out. So when you click on here, it says here, you must purchase. You must purchase. It tells you, do not click join server. If you do, we just kick you out and you see nothing. We don't want scammers, trolls, bots, idiots. We're not interested in that. We're interested in making money and helping people, right? So you scroll down and you purchase for $2.99. We can't make it any cheaper. It's the minimum Discord will allow us to charge. So we've only done that. If I could do it for free, I would. But I just want to keep everybody out that's just trying to scam it, right? And this is how we do it. So you purchase this. Now, once you've purchased, what do you get? Let me show you Discord and show you what you get. And why our Discord server is probably, arguably, the best Discord server in the world. Okay. I'm just speaking to Charlotte May Weddings in the chat, which is just had some really good news. They're very happy with how it's going. So look at this on Discord. Look at this. In the last few minutes, people never listen. Look, 2 minutes ago, just now. People don't listen. They never listen. They never listen. And what do? I go over here and every other Discord channel would go, oh my God, you're getting thousands every day. Yeah, we are. And we kick them out every day. Oh, we can't get anyone to follow us. You're kicking people out. Yeah, we are. This is why we're going to be the first 1 billion channel in the world, because we're about quality and not numbers. So there you go. Kick. Gone. All right. So I'm going to do it right now. I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Kick. You see that? Look. Kick. There's a scammer there. There's someone just joined to scam me. Kick. Gone. Kick. All right. So if you are joining, become a premium member. All right. I'll do the rest later, but I get a little bot to do it sometimes. I just wanted to show you how I do it. Now, what do you get? as this. Premium Lucozades. You will see everybody is in green. They're all premium. Now, you will see a one or two, very rarely now, one or two in white. They are our founder members, and we give them the service for free. There's about 10. It's about 10. They don't get the full service, but they are allowed in the server. There's about 10. They don't get the video training course. They don't get the one-on-one contact. But there's about 10 founder members. You'll see everybody in green, and you will know they are the real members. If you see anybody in here for a moment that somehow scammed it, I mean, they can't, but if they message you, do not reply. I say here, we never do anything. Look, down here, we never message you. See that, look? We never, ever message you. I will never send you a message. Please do not get scammed, all right? So you got the premium channel. You've got the stock news. As stock news breaks, we bring it to you. Our members discuss what's going on all day, every day. We even have a live chat here. After the show, look at this, folks, a live chat channel where you can call in. So I will turn my camera on. You can be on camera or not on camera. If any of my members would like to jump in now and demonstrate this, I'd really appreciate it. So one of my premium customers, just go in Discord right now and you can be live on the show with me. This is where people have conversations every day. They talk to each other. They share things. You can be on camera or not, voice or not. You can listen or chat. You can be part of it. It's only available to premium members. So you've got a 24-hour, no scammers, no trolls, no bots support from me, Sensei, Vaz, the team, and all the Lucozades. And this is how we always win. And we'll always win. All right? So there is that. If someone jumps in a minute, I'll see. And it'd be great to demonstrate somebody popping in. I mean, everyone's watching the show, so they might not be in. But after the show, people will be in there discussing their trades, what they're doing, and you want to be part of it. Now, our video training course is at the top. Look at all these training videos. Superb training videos. Not only are they great training videos, they are provided for free in our Discord premium service, and you get one-on-one service. Look, Sensei, myself, we answer live questions. This is why we don't want millions. There it is. It's recorded in 4K, by the way, real high quality, all about charts, what they mean, how to read them. And then when we do our VIP event every week, we're going to do live trivia quizzes for our members. And I can't believe I've forgotten the bloody name again. I don't know what is wrong with me being able to remember this bloody name. I should never have called it this. Vaz suggested the name, but for some reason, I cannot remember this name of this flipping membership. I don't know why. What's it called again? I can't believe it. I'm going to have to write this down. Hello, Josh.
Josh Thokra has become a member.
A new member. It is called Electrum. Electrum is in between gold and silver. God knows why I can't remember that. If you become an Electrum member, every week when Sensei gets back, we're doing VIP events for Electrum, Gold, Sponsor, and Platinum upwards. And you can be in a weekly, very interactive, on the screen quiz, trivia, learning stuff and having fun. We get to know you. It's how we'll find out about you and make friends with you. You can become our ambassadors around the world to get our 1 billion subscribers. You'll be on the inner circle. It's where our moderators come from. The Electrum membership, it's fantastic, extremely good value, VIP private events every week. So yeah, you want to consider that. Anyway, that is our Discord premium. That's what you get. Let me go back. Oh, I knew people would do it. Look at this. They did it. Look at this. You can't get better. You cannot get better than the Lucozades. I tell you what, you ask them to do something, they do it every time. Unmute. So, William Bond III, you are live on the show. How are you, mate? Oh,
doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, mate. Lovely to meet you. Thank you for demonstrating this. Are you excited about the FOMC report?
Excited and nervous at the same time.
That's the way to be. Way to be.
Yeah.
Cautious.
You know.
What's your biggest position?
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
Without actually knowing, right?
What's your biggest position? What you in?
XRP.
Good for you.
In the main trading account, and more of on the retirement side is pretty much just individual stocks that I like in VU.
Lovely. Lovely. I've also got Yestin Win with me. Yestin Win. How are you, Yestin?
Not too bad, know yourself?
I'm all right, mate. You're talking to the world. How are you? Are you ready for the...
Always talking to the world.
Yeah, you're always talking to the world every day, aren't you, mate? We've got Walker's Wonders Why. Now, this is what it looks like when you are not on camera. You can talk. Walker, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
There he is. So if you want to be on the show and you want to talk to the team, but you don't want to be on camera, maybe you're sat on the toilet. I don't know what Walker's doing right now. You're not on the toilet, are you, Walker?
I'm driving.
He's driving.
That's my excuse.
That's your excuse. I love it. All right. So if you want to be, how do I get full screen? There we go. And I'll go full screen. So this is what Discord is all about. You've got this team supporting you, and this is an unlimited number. It can grow. So what will happen after today's event? We're going to finish and go straight into Vaz for his CEO invitation. Can you believe it? He's been invited by the CEO for a special private invitation. It's amazing. You can't miss that. At the end of that, when the show is finished, people will come back here and discuss it about the FOMC report. Some of them are going to go, I got wiped out. I lost all my money. It will happen. Some people say, I'm rich. I bought the right stock at the right time. But you'll be hearing all about it, guys. I'm going to leave you now, but I thank you ever so much for popping in and being part of that. It's nice to meet you, William Bond, for the very first time. Where are you calling in from?
Massachusetts, in the United States.
Massachusetts, in the United States. Thank you ever so much, mate. I hope that you'll and stay engaged with me so I can talk to you, because we're looking for we haven't got anyone in Massachusetts yet as a moderator or an ambassador. We're growing all around the world, so we want an inner team to build this to 1 billion subscribers. It's how we can raise hundreds of millions for charity, and everything will go back to the viewers, the members, the Lucasade. So it's lovely to meet you. I think someone else has just popped in. Who is this one? Who is this? This is, there's no name coming up. E? Someone came in for a second. All right. So I want to thank you guys for calling in to give me your final thoughts before I go back to the crowd. So the main audience. William, give me your final thoughts, mate.
Just hopefully it's good news.
Good news.
On the FOMC.
Lovely stuff. E, are you called E? Final thoughts from you, if you're there? No, they're listening, but they're not talking. That's okay. And Walker Wonders Why. Any final thoughts from you?
It'll all be all right, won't it? It'll be fine.
It will be.
Up, down, left, right, don't matter.
It will be if you've done the right things. It doesn't do it by itself. It's not a magic trick, but I like the optimism. All right. Good luck to you, Walker. And Yestin Win. Final thoughts from you, mate.
No, hoping there will be good news.
There you go.
Depending how good it will be.
There you go. Marvelous. So there you go, guys. That is Discord. These are some of the services that you get and the team. Thank you very much, guys. They can stay in there. They can carry on talking. Lovely to meet William Bond for the first time from Massachusetts. I'm absolutely loving it. Right. Now, I've exited from this. When I'm not in there, you can see there's still a couple of people.
Satish Raj has become a member.
We got a new member. Thank you very much indeed. So that's how it works. That's what Discord Premium is all about. So now I'll go back to the members and see if we got any more people join, and I'll show you if anyone actually did it properly. Where is it now? Go to there. Go to, why can't I see members? There it is. Let me see if anyone did it. No, in the last few minutes, everyone has joined as a scammer, as a troll. It happens all the time, folks. We keep warning everyone. Oh no, we got 3 new ones. We got 3 new ones. We got Lee C UK. We got Crypto Curious, and we also got, I think there was 3 there. No, just 2. No, it's 3. Aqua. Of course, because that's how they were in the, I called them E, Aqua, yeah, E. It's actually E. They were in the chat talking to us in Discord. We just couldn't get them in. So there you go. 3 new members. That's what it's all about. All right, folks? So I'm going to leave everybody to that for a minute, and I'll come back and kick the rest out later on. So that's Discord. What other links can I give you? I want to give you this link here. If you are in the USA and you want free shares, there is Robinhood free shares. You can get free shares to Robinhood. If you are in the UK, there is free shares of Robinhood UK. I have an account in both countries, so you might like to do that. All right, I'm now going to go over to live comments and questions. You can phone in if you want to. Nobody called in. I'll give you the link again. Live video phone in. Let me do this now. Here's the link. If you want to be live on the show, not on Discord, but you want to come on YouTube and talk to the world directly, you can do... Oh, we've got more members joining. We've got loads of members joining. Now, this is limited, by the way. This is not available for everyone. Once this gets busy that we can't engage with everybody, we turn it off. Leah has now joined Discord to help me. So she's joined recently to provide the service and answer, just to be there to help me out. So once it gets too busy, we will turn this off. So don't expect it there forever. All right, we've got half an hour to go now before the rate decision. But remember, it's what he says at the meeting. Now then, when we get the rate decision, and Jerome Powell takes the stage, I will give you your next magic number to win $2,000. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to members only so I can answer every question. Now, if you are calling in, I see people calling in, you've got to be a member and you've got to tell me in the chat that you are calling in. All right? If you don't tell me you're calling in, I can't pick up the phone to you and I won't know you are a member. All right? Now, if you want to become a member, there is the membership link to become a member. All right. And if you want to become a member, you need to be on an iPhone. If you are on an iPhone or an iPad, an iOS device, you need to be on desktop version of it for it to work. A browser desktop version for it to work. All right. So if you want to become an Electrum member, which is our brand new membership, which gives you all the perks of bronze, silver, you want to be part of that because that's where we're going to find our moderators, our ambassadors, and our weekly trivia quiz where you can learn about stocks and shares, have fun, and we'll get to know you. It's a VIP party every week. And if you are Electrum or Gold or Platinum or sponsorship, all those levels above, you'll all be included in a special weekly live event. All right, there's the membership link. Now then, I'm now going to go members only so I can answer everybody's questions. Let me just go in and mute Discord a minute. It's getting very busy. Wow, a lot of people are joining. If you are calling in, let me know in the chat you're calling in. I see people calling in, but they're not sharing their names on the screen. If the volume is low for you, then your volume is turned down. It's not me. My audio is perfect. I don't see anybody in the chat saying I'm calling in.
Andrew K donated €2 through a super chat. Today will nothing happen.
Today will nothing happen. What do you mean? It will be Tanishk. You're not a member, I'm afraid. You're not a member. I can't answer the phone to you. You're not a member. It's a membership perk, I'm afraid. We got 2,000 members. If I let everybody call in, it will be chaos. So Tanishk, I'm very sorry. You have to be a member to call in. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to hang up on you because you have to be a member to call in. I can't let non-members call in because we'll have bots, trolls, scammers, clowns, all sorts of stuff, and we don't do that. We're an investment channel. We don't do that, okay? Now, if you do a super chat, like Andrew did, it reads out your comment on the screen, so you'll always be noticed. Right, we had 234 5 minutes ago. What have we got now? 241. Flipping heck, that's gone up very quickly. Now, remember, you get free tickets as well by being on Discord. You just have to visit Discord, not pay for it. Visit Discord, you get the free, you get the tickets to win $2,000. All right. So make sure that you've claimed your tickets. You don't have to pay, but you do have to claim your tickets. All right, which is free, by the way. Okie dokie. So let me do comments and questions. So we've got 29 minutes ago. 1970 Buckley is giving away 5 memberships. If you are a subscriber right now and you've liked the video live right now, you can win free tickets. Sorry, you can win memberships. Incredible. So now is the best time ever to upgrade to Electrum membership. You can upgrade to a membership, Electrum membership now, and you're getting it half price because we've just given you a bronze membership. This is the best time ever to do this. If you don't do that, You're missing out on the opportunity to get Electrum basically for free. You're just paying the bronze membership. You could, all these free memberships. All right, let me carry on. We're going to go members only now. Here we go. Now I can answer everyone's questions. Okay. So let me start by answering. We're in members only mode as of now. So if you have asked me a question and I didn't answer it, you've got two choices. Become a member, ask it again, or if you're already a member, ask it now. If you do a super chat, non-members, it will read out your question on the screen. I will answer any question. Members can call in. You can now ask me anything and I'll share it on the screen. So here we go. Here's our first questions now, comments coming in from our members. Here we go. James 007, please smash the like button. JJ 8ball, smash the like. Welcome new members. Eugene McCombs. Eugene, have you checked on Blue Sky? I sent you a DM. I sent you a DM for you to be able to claim your prize from the merch shop for free. I'm paying for I'm paying for the merchandise and I'm paying the postage. I've sent you a DM how you can claim it. Did you get that message? All right. Okay. Electrum membership is worth it. I bought it. Absolutely, it's worth it. It is. You wait till the event start. You're going to love it. We've now just crossed over 13,000 people. I said it would be the biggest live stream on earth for the FOMC report. More than Bloomberg and CNBC combined. We're at 13,000 already. My prediction was 40,000 today. 40,000, which will be the biggest stream on earth on YouTube for the FOMC report. Way more than any other channel. We're at 13,000 already. So this is very, very exciting. Let's go back to comments and questions. The Fed just said, nah to the cut. Markets, grab your popcorn. That hasn't happened yet. You're too early. You got 27 minutes. Let's listen into Wall Street.
Level since 2008 today.
Nothing going on yet. Nothing going on just yet. Matthew, opportunity. Welcome new members. Angie G. Angie G is one of our ambassadors. And Angie G is over there in Florida. She represents Florida. Let me explain in a minute when I've gone through comments what the ambassadors do and what it's all about. I'll explain. We've got a gold member here, Songs for Space, a gold member in the house. You get Electrum and everything above. You are priority above Electrum. And you get a 1 hour call with me every single month if you want it, a private call. Link for Electrum. Here it is, the membership link in the chat. If you are on an iOS device, select a browser, desktop version, and you can get it. James, help the channel, helps pay those medical bills. It does indeed. 1970 Buckley, thank you. Good afternoon, MSK. Yes, you'll know tomorrow we're going to the hospital with Leah. XRP, Sally, there'll be no stream from me
Johannes Majors
in
has
the
become
morning,
a member.
I think. Yes, no stream from me in the morning, I think it is. I'll confirm that later. Just forgot on the time. Hi, Martin. Is eToro a good app to use? I can't say. I don't use it, so I can't say. SPCE, one of our members. Yes, SPCE. We rank #1 in the world for this stock. And it's up today, 3.2. If we get a 0.5% rate cut, this could short squeeze directly to $10. And then it will go to $100, by the way. DJ, thank you. You're very welcome. Thanks, says Brennan Moore. Get the Discord subscription. Going to call in soon. Lovely, Trent, and you can be part of the family. We're hoping that the live call will be 24 hours a day. Once we get everybody in there, it'll always be somebody in there answering questions. Dennis Harris became a member. Okay, I'll check. Thank you. You're welcome. Smash the like. Ol Gunderson, thank you. Is a 25 point cut already factored in? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Warwick's finest. Hello, IT here. When's the last time you restarted your PC? Make sure you love your shows as always. I restart my Mac every single week and I do cleaning out every couple of days. Matthew, exactly. XRP is happy. The Queen of Self-Braiding, one of our founder members and moderators down there in DFW, just down the road from me, one of our founder members. If you want Powell to cut rates, then make him do so by just smashing the like button. I agree with that. XRP is inching up. Should you have a quick look at XRP? We're doing all comments and questions right now. Yes, it is. Look at that. My portfolio has just hit another all-time high. I've gone defensive with Coca-Cola. It's the right thing to do. The S&P peaked. It's been selling. It's trying to come back. But I bought Coca-Cola as a defensive play, and we are going up very, very nicely. I've now got $250,000, just under, in Coca-Cola. All right, let's carry on. 2,000. Yes, we're giving away $2,000 in our giveaway. I'll come back to that in a minute. Crashier Vishesh, how are you? XRP pumping. It's not pumping. It's just moving up slowly. Thank you, Martyn. Angie G, you are welcome. Thank you for being one of our ambassadors in Florida. We've got people all over the world now doing this. Good afternoon. Thank you. We got a new member, prayers to Leah. We appreciate that. Afternoon, Jay. MSK, how are you? MSK, lovely to have you here. XRP is moving. It's running. George K, it's not running, guys. It isn't running. Please don't get excited. It's up 1%. It's good. It's good. But when it starts running is when it's up 5%. It's just warming up, I guess. But it depends on what Jerome Powell says. Are you Toro? Anyone needs feedback? Let me know. Charlotte May Weddings is in the house. Our sponsor for the giveaway, one of our sponsors, along with me, Sensei, and Vaz. It's now $2,000. Let's have a quick check-in with our giveaway. We're now at 225 subscribers. Remember, they are a member. We don't take sponsorship from corporations, just viewers and members. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Charlotte May, you have to remain a member, by the way, to be qualified to do a giveaway. So just remember that. Even though you are sponsoring the giveaway, you need to remain a member as well. Just thought I'd remind you of that. Anyway, there is the link for Charlotte May Weddings. Please make sure that you subscribe right now. You will win tickets by subscribing in our $2,000 giveaway. We're now at 225. Refresh it. We are now at 253. It's going up very, very quickly. We haven't reached the target yet. When we reach the target, I can't confirm what that is or how much you get, but we're going to increase the prize money. I can't say that until it happens. I can't do that, right? Terms and conditions. But you want to share this with everybody and get this channel to explode. Trust me, you're really going to want to do that, all right? Let me carry on. We've got 20 minutes before the rate cut decision, and then the big stuff starts. Good morning, good afternoon. Looking forward to the Zoom call being a gold member. Yes, a gold member, you will be Electrum included because you are above Electrum. It will be a private call and it will be a wonderful thing with a live interactive game show. And you'll learn about crypto and stocks, and we will learn about you. And this is where we get our moderators and our ambassadors from. So you think there's a chance we reach 350 for XRP after cuts? It can go to $10 today with a 0.5%. It can. Thang, when are you in Florida? Says Angie. XRP all the way to the top. Morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Saab, how are you, Saab? Lovely to have you here. Good afternoon, James 007. Matthew, have you considered reinvesting your Coca-Cola dividends back into the stock? What? No. When I get my dividends from Coca-Cola, I'm paying down my margin. I'm not going to buy the stock on the way up. Absolutely not. I want to pay off my margin when I get the money from, and I'm getting $1,100, by the way, this quarter, which is in 2 weeks' time. Next quarter, I'm on for about $1,600 because I bought a ton more on the day of the dividend because it oversold. As the dividend got removed from the balance of the company, it went down more. So I bought a ton more on the day. So just under $250,000 now. So in December, I shall have about $1,600 from Coca-Cola. It's getting very serious now. Morning, Uncle Saab. Oi, oi, oi. Yes, I'm here. The Queen is celebrating. We've got more members joining. Electra member.
Robert Thorpe has become a member. Smash the like button and share. Great show from UK.
Thank you very much. How you doing, James? Great to see you again. Saab, hey, poor man, rich man, MSK. Hi, how you doing? All the members are here. Hello. How long are you how long am I holding? I never sell. I just trim. I'm always in the market. Or I don't ever get out of the market. I never short the market. I never do options. I'm always acquiring more stock at lower prices by using tax lots. Always. My portfolio is now at 287,000, but it's more than that now with the margin and the Roth IRA. We are now approaching $400,000. It'll be $1 million within the next couple of years. I'm racing MSK to $1 million. I've already won. He just doesn't know it yet. Anyway, there you go. Hello, Queen of Soul Braid. I'm watching from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee today. Been out on vacation, and it's a cabin in the mountains. Wonderful. Sathas, hello. $2,000 giveaway. Indeed, a $2,000 giveaway. It started today. Charlotte May Weddings are one of our sponsors with me, Sensei, and Vaz. If you've not taken part, this is the best day ever because you haven't missed a single ticket. You haven't missed a single ticket yet. Another new member.
Anointed Flowers has become a member.
Just gone up to Electrum. So here is the giveaway page. martynlucas.com/giveaway. You all need to enter right now. It's free. And as it gets more popular, the prize money is going to go up. But this is the minimum. In the terms and conditions, $2,000 plus prizes plus spin the wheel. Scroll down. It's free to enter, free for all. This video will tell you all about how you can win. A brand new video here. 19 ways to enter. Every single thing is free. Nothing costs any money. Nothing to download. Just get involved. If you've already followed me on X, if you've already followed me on YouTube, you can already claim the tickets. You can't scam it. If you try and use VPNs, if you try and create fake accounts, your tickets will get invalidated and you'll get absolutely nothing. And the chances of winning, what are the chances of winning? They're really good because most people are lazy and can't be bothered. That's the truth. Here is the where do I go now? Reporting. Here we go. How many people have entered? We've got 102,000 subscribers. How many people have entered? 248. That is it. That is all that has entered. Let me refresh the screen, make sure it's right. That's all that I've entered. We're giving away $2,000 and prizes and spin the wheel, 248. There you go. Really, really easy to win if you can be bothered. Most people can't be bothered to enter. So there you go. And if you get involved, the prize money is going to go up. All right, so there you go, $2,000. Get involved now. And we're also measuring everybody that engages on X and Instagram. So go there now, repost everything. You saw us do it the other day. We spanned the wheel and we gave prizes to 10 other people. The people that engage the most, people that repost the most. This one here has had 5 reposts. That can't be right. Let me refresh that. That's one of the competition ones. That's got to be more than 5. I bet it has. There we go. 39. That's it. We've got 1,400 people and only 39 people want to win $2,000. The chances of winning is so good if you do all these things. Most people just go, I can't be bothered. And if you are that rich, give it to me and I'll give it to a charity. I wish I could enter, but I can't. All right. Anyway, let's carry on. AI gonna pump. Trump to talk to Keir Starmer about AI investing. That's already happened. You're right. I took a gamble today and did a 50x leverage. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Very, 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 very scary thing to do. I would never, ever do that. You have already got 300% leverage built into XRP going to $10. Why on earth would you want to risk and throw fuel on the fire that's already out of control? That's like playing Russian roulette with yourself and every barrel has a bullet in it. I don't know why you would do that. We always disencourage people from doing that. It's not a good idea. It's very, very risky. I would never do it. Please subscribe. It will be worth it. Yes, it will indeed. It will indeed be worth it. So Charlotte May Weddings was 253. Now it's gone up to, we've got 15 minutes before the rate decision. It was at 253. It started out 184 just a couple of hours ago. 253 is now 263. We're getting there. We're not at our number yet. We're not at our magic number yet before the price goes up, but it's going up quickly. Don't miss out, folks. Don't miss out. All right. Anyway, just a bit of fun in honor of Coke buy. I have a Copacabana Barry Manilow song with new lyrics. Copacabana. Her name was Cola. I like. Maybe it's time for a new song. Is it time for a new song like this? XRP. Always believe in your flow. Maybe it's time for a new song. Think of the electric slide. Electrum, thank you. Electric slide. Electric slide. I've got to get that in my head. Electrum, electric slide. Thank you very much, Yolanda. Electric slide. Channel electric slide. I hope that will help. I hope it helps. Drive me at the bloody wall. Why can't I remember Electrum? It's bloody ridiculous. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. All right, we're 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. Everybody tap the like button. Has everybody reposted it on X yet? Has everybody reposted on X yet? Have you all done that? Okay. Remember, you win tickets by doing it. Hi all, says Smoke. I live in Cooper City. Angie. Hello, says Motto. Hi all. Yes, Angie. Robert Thorpe celebrates 2 months of membership. Hey, I love it. What do you think it'll hit today? 0.2. I'm expecting a 0.5 actually, because it's better for a 0.5 and then a 0.25, but who knows? Martin, thank you, Matthew. Depends on sentiment, Spencer. Much more important the sentiment than anything else. Let's look at our XRP crypto. Not doing much at the moment. Remember, I sold all of my Bitcoin on the ETF. I've kept the coin. I've sold all of my Ethereum on the ETF. I've kept the coin. I've not sold any of my XRP, but I did give away $1,000 last night, so it's gone down. I had 16 grand. I've now got 15 grand. All right. So there you go. There is our XRP. This is my live position. Good evening from Holland. Money burning hole in my pocket is, says Songs for Space. Charlotte May Weddings, yes. KC, good morning. Favorite channel on YouTube. This is the place to be, folks. Peace, everybody. Do we still expect a 0.5? I do. Hello from Scotland. I'm now a 7 months member. Thank you, Stu. You'll have your 1 month. You'll have your 1 year soon. Ethereum is pumping pretty nicely. Anointed Flowers just upgraded a membership to Electrum. How do I join Electrum if I'm a bronze member now? Thanks. You simply upgrade. So what you do is you click on the link. There's a link. If you are on an iOS device, an iPad or an iPhone, you go on a desktop version. You go on a browser, desktop version. You will find the upgrade button.
$1.99 to
Mike
a super
Menner.
chat. Let's do this.
If you want to promote the channel, if you want to promote the stream, if you want to help this show do well today, and you also want your comment read out, do a minimum $1.99 super chat. You can write a comment and it will read it out. All right, there you go. Then Robin Hood rug pulls like you've done before. That's not going to happen. How do you give membership away? How? You go into the membership and it will say donate membership. Where you click buy a membership, there's an option to give it away as well. All right, Mickey on a computer. Go to there you go. Manage a membership. That's it. Joined on Discord. Another new member on Discord. Don't forget to listen to all the training videos and now a warning. I keep putting down here all the time. I will never message you. Sensei will never message you. If anyone sends you a friend request called Martyn Lucas, it's not me. They can steal my name. They can steal my icon. They cannot steal my username. And just remember, I never do it. Oh, we got 10 more memberships. 10 more memberships. If you are a subscriber right now and you've smashed the like button, you could win 10 memberships. This is the best ever time to buy Electrum, because if you get the Electrum membership, you've only got to pay the price of being a bronze member. You've just been given a membership, so upgrade it now. Here is the link. Go and upgrade it now to Electrum, and you will have our VIP weekly events for our quizzes, trivias, and we can learn about you, and you could become a moderator or an ambassador for our channel. Now then, I've got 9 minutes to go. So what I need to do now is I'm going to go back just for a moment to general subscribers so everyone can comment and tell you what I mean by ambassador. We've just got time before the show goes. before the event starts. So I told everybody, let me just talk to you directly. So let me just clear this away a moment. Clear this away here. And I'm just going to go over here just for a moment. And I'm just going to mute the new memberships, okay? Just for a second, folks. So we want to be the first 1 billion channel in the world. We know how to do it. YouTube know how we're doing it as well. This morning, I got this. I got this morning. Where's my photos? Hang on a second. Let me go back to here. Let me open it up. I got this directly in my studio this morning from YouTube. Look at this. Here we go. This morning. The first 1 billion channel. This was in my inbox this morning from YouTube, in my studio inbox. The first channel to become 1 billion. All right? This is no joke. This happened this morning. It's never been done. YouTube want it to happen. Let me come back to here.
Portman to Richmond donated $1.90.
Whoops. There we go. Sorry about that. So what I'm trying to do is be the most honest, real, live YouTube channel in the world. Okay? Thank you very much indeed for Electrum. Thank you for that. Mr. Beast got to 100,000 subscribers. That silver plaque there, he got there in 4.5 years by creating videos that were in the #1 sector, gaming, and also they were all about creating curiosity. I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe in thumbnails and all that. I believe in doing live streams all day, every day, all around the world at the same time, and building a community rather than curiosity. So I know that we can get to 1 billion. Now, I toured the whole world as the World Piano Man with my own Vegas show, voted by Elton John as the World Piano Man, all this stuff. So I know how to combine music with community, with money. That is the secret, if you're live, to go to 1 billion. YouTube have recognized it. And I want to continue my work raising hundreds of millions for charity. This was my Lions Club Jack Wheat trophy when I got this from the when I got it from the Lions Club. I raised lots of money for charity, but now we can do it a lot better. The other day, we raised $4,500 as our very first one on the channel, where there was no credit card fees, no charges, no fees to me, Sensei, Vaz, nothing to YouTube, nothing to Google, nothing to credit cards. It went directly to a registered charity in Uganda. This was the beginning. We're going to raise hundreds of millions for charity. We're going to change the world. And everyone here has a voice. Everyone here can be part of something. We are looking for ambassadors around the world, inner members. Now, what I mean by this is this is how we're going to get to 1 billion. We'll be at 1 million in a year and a half. So this is the 100,000. We'll be at 1 million in a year and a half. We'll be at 1 billion in 15 years. And I'm going to sit here and do it all the way through until we get to 1 billion. So this is how it works. And this is why the Electrum membership is so important. It's how we're going to find our members. We got 5 minutes to go. You won't miss anything. Stand by. If you go up to somebody on the street as a Lucasade or an ambassador, and you say, I found the best YouTube channel in the world. It's honest, it's real, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's musical, it's financial, it's a community. And you tell somebody, it works a little bit. It works a little bit because that person probably says, I don't care. I don't watch YouTube. Who's Martyn Lucas? He sounds like an idiot, whatever. But you are a little voice. And we've got members all around the world now in 72 countries doing that right now. We want people in every country, in every state, in every city doing that. Now, why do we want numbers like that? Here is the magic and the moment we become 1 billion very quickly. It's because when you talk to somebody, it's like dropping a stone on a pond. It ripples out like that, a little ripple, and then it dies. But when the magic happens is when you tell somebody and then somebody over here tells the same person and the ripple meets in the middle. Boom. A tsunami. That's community. Mr. Beast doesn't have that. That's community. And as it reaches and that one person hears it from 2 different people on 2 different sides, they go, I'm going to check this out. And that is the moment the channel goes, vroomf, like that. I'm already getting people all over the world now calling me to sponsor the channel already. I turned down all the sponsorships. You have to be a member. I'm talking to Ford, Chevrolet. They want to give away cars, houses, holidays, you name it. It's all coming to you. I don't want anything. I want it all to go to you. We're going to raise hundreds of millions for charity. All of you guys are going to get so much. We are building the best, most live channel in the world. So share it. Get involved. Be on our giveaways. The giveaways, we're giving our own money away that I could keep. This is sponsor money I could keep, but I'm giving it to you. We're getting ready for the announcement. Stand by.
Which is still
all right,
too strong,
stand by for it. I could keep it, but I'm giving it to you because I want you to share this stream and share it all to the world. So the ripples meet in the middle.
Chat. I love your show. Red heart emoji.
Thank you. All right, here we go. It's time for the announcement in 2 minutes. This is not the most important point, though. The most important point will come when we get Jerome Powell on the stage, and that's when I'll give you your next magic number to win $2,000 and share this stream out. Get involved, and if you share it more and we hit all our goals, the prize money goes up. All right, so let me get ready. Here we go. The countdown is on. Let me speed up all the links. Here is the big moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment when your crypto could go through the roof or dump. And I'm not joking. Which way is it going to go?
Because that messaging actually hurts the economy. The one and a half
minutes to go.
Get today, it's a rate cut does not help the economy grow faster at this point.
Jim?
I've got links from Bloomberg, links from CNBC.
Just about the economy.
Here we go.
I think it's about the balance
Everyone
sheet,
tap the like button.
It's about liquidity. So what we've started to see is that repo rates have started to rise.
1 minute to go.
Falling. As the Fed has kept interest rate policy unchanged and the balance sheet has started to shrink, that has created some liquidity tensions in the markets.
4,
so
3,
part of the reason
2,
why I think
1.
the Fed should cut rates this time around is to address those liquidity issues and repo rates rising and bank reserves and all the like. So I agree, with David and Francis. Look, we can debate the
Stand by. XRP. "25 seconds. Here we go.
Labor shortage is an uncertainty shock at play. So even though we see a Fed today, even though we're going to see lots around dissents, and that matters to the story of the Federal Reserve, today matters way less for the real economy than maybe the headlines will imply.
I've said it before, David. I don't know what the Federal Reserve does about, auto
We
insurance
were at 4.25. The rate is.
Electricity bills that are up 20% a year.
Any second now. The rate is.
The tariff flu
I'm
slows you
waiting.
down and
I'm
also gives you
waiting.
temperature. And that's really what's the problem here.
4.25. It's a pause.
All right, so with about 10 seconds
He has
to go,
not reduced rate. Oh no, he has.
1%, small
he has. It's down from 4.5. 0.25 basis points. He's cut rates.
Federal Reserve cutting interest rates by a quarter point as expected to a new range of 4 to 4.25%. New Fed governor and former CEO, current CEA chair, Stephen Martyn dissenting in favor of 50 basis point cut. The median
there you
Fed
go. That's what I said.
For 2 more rate cuts this year, but just barely. I'll get you details on that in a second. The statement importantly says the balance of risks have shifted. Downside risk to employment has risen. Job gains have slowed. Unemployment has edged up. And economic activity has moderated. At the same time, the statement does note that inflation has moved up and remains somewhat elevated, but clearly the Fed favoring the concern about employment here over the concern about inflation. It says uncertainty remains elevated as well. On the rate outlook and the so-called dot plot, some really interesting movements here. As I said, the median Fed official forecasting 2 more rate cuts this year, but just barely. There was massive disagreements among officials on the rate outlook for 2025.
You want to be defensive now.
With
We're not going to get an explosion on crypto.
Let me give you the data here. One official doesn't want to cut at all. There was no other dissent in favor of not cutting today, but one wrote down the current rate or the previous rate as their dot. 6 want no more cuts after this one. 9 want 2 more cuts. And one official, I guess we can guess who it is, wants 5 more quarter-point cuts this year, or 125 basis points, to bring in the Fed funds rate down below the median neutral rate. So there's a big-time dove on the committee. I think the committee at the headquarters here will have some fun figuring out who exactly that is. And 1 in 28, so I'll give you the numbers now. 3.6 is the median forecast for this year on the funds rate, down from the current of 4.125, so that's 2 cuts. 3.4 for 27 and 3.1 for 2028.
I'll tell you in a minute.
On the economic outlook, core inflation unchanged. The outlook for this year at 3%. Unemployment unchanged at 4.5%. GDP pushed up a little bit to 1.6 from 1.4. 5 members want to go below the 3% neutral rate in 2026. That's up from 2 in September. So year in the funds rate, 6 want to do so by 2027. Brian, I'll send it back to you and the smart people around the table there to make sense of all this.
Well, that's a pretty smart person down there in D.C. too, Steve. Should we assume that it is new Fed member Stephen Martyn that is calling for the 5 quarter-point cuts over the next couple of meetings?
I'll give you my thoughts in a moment, and the magic number to win $2,000 of XRP.
Stephen Martyn out there basically doing the president's bidding, calling for very sharp rate cuts immediately. I guess that would be, in order to get there, you'd have to have a 75 and a 50 from here. So one of the remaining meetings would have to be a 75, one would have to be a 50 in order for Stephen Martyn's outlook, or the person whose dot this is, their outlook to be accurate.
Yeah, that dot, as they say, is kind of like this Canadian reference, the yellow knife in the Northwest Territories, kind of way up and out there. Steve, stick around.
There was a joke, Brian, there was a joke among one of the Fed reporters here that we were going to have to get a legal pad to get the dot plot together. It'd have to be a longer piece of paper.
I love that. You go from the 11.5 inch to the full 14. I mean, I'm old enough to get that reference. Steve Leisman, thank you very much. Let's go back now to our esteemed panel.
this is my thought on it. We've got a 0.25 basis cut. It wasn't the 0.5%. We're going to get a pump and dump, folks. That's my thoughts. I'm glad I'm in defensive. I'm up today very nicely on my Coca-Cola. We have got a rally in the S&P. Let's have a little look. My portfolio is up nearly over 2 grand, another all-time high, which is great. The S&P is rallying, but it dumped into this. It's only going back where it was. I think it's going to trim back down again. So now I know as it gets to the 607, 608, where it is now, I could sell some more. It's not going to keep rallying. In my opinion, there's no reason why it should. We've got a 0.25 rate cut, but it wasn't a dovish Fed at all. So I actually want to trim here. If we get to 6.9, 6.10, I'm taking some more money off and I'm buying some more Coca-Cola. But you remember, I never trade one position until I have it somewhere to go. I don't want to just put money in cash. Cash is pointless and carry on running for ages. I don't want to do that. We've got 25 minutes before the press conference, so we're going to get a bit of a pump and dump, I think. So we're at 608 on VU. We're back at an all-time high, or just about. See, it's already selling now. It's already selling. It's not enough to sell more. So there it goes. There it goes. Virgin Galactic hasn't pumped because it's not what we wanted. 0.25. It's a cut. Great. It's a cut. Whoop-de-doo. Doesn't do anything though. This is not going to give you your crypto rally. Palantir down. Not responded. Gold up a bit, no big deal. Amazon back where it was, nothing, nothing really. Apple, nothing really. Enphase Energy, my top tip for the year. Unquestionably, a 0.25% rate cut with housing improving. People are going to be buying solar. You can't stop it. Doesn't matter what Trump says about plastic. Trust me, I've got solar. I run the house for free, and I even earn money from the government. Solar is great, and Phase Energy is the best one. This is the one I told you when it was at $30, it's going to $100. Meet Kevin was saying it when it was 100, telling him to buy to 200 because he was paid by Phase Energy to say it. Ridiculous. I'm not paid by anyone. Great business. This one, the best solar company on the market. Look at the balance sheet. It's rallied crazy today. No surprise, it's going to $200. Sorry, $100. Coca-Cola, see, it didn't sell off. The S&P is selling off. This is not. It rallied and it gone back down again. See it? There it is. Happens every single time. It's clear as day. It's not enough to sell more. I think Coca-Cola will break out from here and go upwards because it's defensive. That's what you need. J&J, defensive, going up. Oil going up. You don't want that. Tesla up, straight back down again. Told you not to trade it. Told you not to trade it today. McDonald's goes up because they've got the World Cup and you've got the Olympics. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, defensive. That's where it's at. That's where you need. Google, gone down. No surprise. Mag 7, going down. Microsoft, going down. Meta, going down. Nvidia, going down. Be defensive. Be defensive. Walmart, defensive. Going up. Tilray, rubbish. Robin Hood, it pumped and dropping back down again. Be careful. Rocket Lab, too expensive. Plug Power, Russian oligarchs manipulating the hell out of the stock. Don't go anywhere near it. Please, I can tell you, they contact me all the time trying to get me to promote it. I won't do it. You can't pay me to talk rubbish. All right, Bitcoin, down today. It would have gone to 200,000 this year. It still might. But it should be 120, 130,000 now, and it hasn't. Now remember, the most of the movements come during the press conference. XRP, it went up. Everyone, it's pumping. I said it's not pumping. It's not pumping. It's not going to pump. It cannot go to $10 in these conditions. It will go defensive. This is why I bought defensive. My Coca-Cola is going up. Look at it. Going up again. 100%, 100%. I've got it directly from the sources. XRP, Ethereum. Look, it's trying to go back down again. Be very, very careful. It's easy to make money on the stock market. The hard part is to keep it. Now then, in 20 minutes' time, I shall give you your next magic number. Jerome Powell will take the stage. And that's when the true information begins. How he speaks to the audience will determine everything. So I'm not giving financial advice. It says on the screen, do not take this as financial advice, but I'm telling you now what I am doing. I would not be buying this. I would not be buying crypto today. I would not be buying the S&P today. I know, in fact, I wouldn't be doing anything today because I've already trimmed my S&P. I've bought defensive, I was right, and now I'm up on Coca-Cola. That's where you have to be, in my opinion. And as I speak, Coca-Cola is gaining speed and going up. There you go. There it is, right there. There it is. Need I say more? All right? There's a reason why I've got 74 trades and 73 wins, because I don't imagine it to be what I want it to be. I speak to Ripple at the source. I speak to Bank of America at the source. I speak to Robin Hood at the source. I speak to CEOs at the source. The brokerages, the Wall Street managers at the source. And this is what I'm telling you. It's not inside information. It's public information that I get, but it's information that you don't see, you don't notice, and then you listen to all the idiots on X who telling you it's going to go up here, out, down here, and they haven't got a clue what they're talking about. All right? There's a reason why we have a verification tick on YouTube, and there's a reason why I keep winning, and there's a reason why Coca-Cola is now picking up. Lucozades always win. Guess? I don't know about you, but the Lucozades are winning, and down goes the S&P exactly like I said it would. Down goes Bitcoin, like I said it would. Down goes XRP, like I said it would. Down goes Ethereum, like I said it would. Please be careful. So, anyway, we're now going to open up the phone line so you can all react to this. No one is on their own. No one is left out. No one has left behind here. So what we're going to do now, if you are a member, members only. Got a lot of trolls in the channel today. I'm not interested. We're here to make money. We're not interested in your nonsense. Right. We've just hit 20,000. I predicted 40,000 would watch the show, and it will be, which will be more than CNBC and Bloomberg. We're at 20,000 so far. We're on the way. I think we're going to get to 40,000. So what we're going to do now is open up the phone line. You have to be a member if you want to call in. What is your thoughts? You can be live on the call as Jerome Powell takes the stage. You can be here all around me, nodding and commenting and thumbsing up and downing up when you hear Jerome Powell speak. So if you'd like to be on the call, I'm going to go members only now. Here we go. We're members only. All right. So if you want to call in, I'm going to give you the link to call in now. Okay. So I'm going to end the poll. We know what the deal is. 61% were right. I was expecting 0.5. That's what I wanted. I didn't get it. So there you go. It's a 0.25. The market don't like it. So let me end the poll. So I'm now going to go and give you the link here. Live video phone in. I'm only going to give you the link once here because I'm going to be very busy now. We've only got 15 minutes. Right. There is the link. There it is. Live video phone. I've dropped it in the chat several times. You don't require any software. If you are a member, just say I'm calling in so I can see your badge. I'll pick up the phone and you can be live on the show. Right then. So while I'm waiting for you to call in, here is the newsletter with all the information we gave you today. It was exactly like we predicted. There was a newsletter. You could have been prepared for this. And you get free tickets to win the $2,000 as well. So, while we're waiting, we've got a couple of seconds to go. We got 15 minutes. We are giving away 2,000. Tanish, are you a member? I think you tried to call in earlier. Are you a member? Let me know in the chat if you call. Yes, you are calling in. Right. Let me pick up the phone to you. Tanish, okay. Guest spot number 1. Let me bring you on the screen. Here we go. Interview number 1. Tanish, good afternoon to you. How are you? You are muted at the moment. You have muted yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you? Like the hair, by the way.
I'm good. How are you?
I used to have hair like that 20 years ago. Oh, 40 years ago.
Is it?
Yeah, anyway, very nice. Where are you calling in from, mate?
Yeah. I'm calling in from India, to be honest.
India?
Yeah.
Welcome to you.
So, yeah, man. I've been watching your, YouTube stream for quite a time. Been very helpful. And I would say to avoid negativity coming from the charts most of the time. A lot of people tend to lose money and shit. Yeah. My hands are trembling because of the news. I got into a good trade. I got a membership also. So that was, I think, quite good.
It is very good. Which membership did you go for?
I got a free membership, to be honest.
You got a free membership. Congratulations to you.
Thanks,
if you can, so it's only a couple of bucks more now because you've already got bronze membership. You can upgrade to Electrum and you can be on our live. You can be on our live interactive quizzes and trivias and talk to the team because we're looking at getting ambassadors and moderators in India where you are, and you can be on the inner circle and special events for you. So if you can, I'd love to hear from you. But are you up or down today?
I'm up. I'm up a lot, to be honest, around 7-8%. I went a very defensive, like how you told. I took it probably during when the buyers were there.
Right.
Initially, market pumped, as we saw, right? Right. It went tremendously. And then it started to dump. So I'm like, I got my profits in, so I'm not going to care if it goes going to go more up or down. So that's to it. Protect the capital and fuck the profits is what I thought.
That's it. Protect your money. I've put you in one square now because more people are calling in. You might be joined by an army of Lucasades. If anybody else wants to call in, the phone line is open. I'll drop it in the chat. You've got 15 minutes to go. If you are calling in, you have to be a member. Let me know you're calling in and then I'll know who you are when I pick up the phone to you. So let me know. Yes, there we go. This is Trenton. Trenton, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. How are you?
Dude, I'm great. It's wonderful to be speaking to you today, man.
It's my absolute pleasure. If I can just get you to move your camera a little bit so I can see you a little bit. Let me just see if I can tweak it a little bit. Oh, there you go. You're centered
Yep.
now. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. So how are you, up or down? How are you feeling about the result?
So I'm feeling good today. I actually moved some of my positions into Coca-Cola, like you were talking about during the IPO, which
right.
feels fantastic. I do have a significant position in XRP, so it's good to kind of see it staying stable. But dude, like in the last, I think I started watching you about a month and a half ago, and since then, dude, it's just been life-changing. I need everybody to know that.
Where are you calling in from?
So I'm calling in from Georgia, South Georgia.
Ah, lovely. Well, join me on Friday on the music show, and I'll do Georgia by Ray Charles for you. A bit of Georgia music for you.
I'm a musician myself. I'm calling from my studio, so I do audio engineering and I produce as well on the side. So love what you do here, man.
Well, I'd love to get to know you, and I'd love to be able to help you and promote your music, because, you know, my audience is your audience. We are the Lucozade family, and I'll get everyone to subscribe to your channel or whatever it is you want to do. You know, you either become a sponsor member for a month and downgrade, or there's loads of ways we can do it. A silver member, I promote you as well, and all sorts of stuff. Stay right where you are. I've got another guest calling in. I think it's E, who joined a Discord premium earlier. I don't see you on camera. I can't bring you on until you come onto camera, I'm afraid. So you need to be on camera. We've got people now calling in. We've got just 10 minutes to go before Jerome Powell takes the stage. Have you all taken part in the giveaway? I'm going to come back to our guest in a minute. We're giving away $2,000. It's completely for free if you want to join our giveaway. There it is in the chat. Unfortunately, I've got I've got to hang up on you. You have to be on camera to be on the show, I'm afraid, just for security reasons. We've got to do that, all right? There is the giveaway. Make sure that you've taken part. On X right now, I asked you all to repost this. Let me refresh the screen. And you win tickets to do this in the giveaway. Let me see how many have done it. Is that all? Is that all? Just 50 people? There's 2,000 watching. Only 50 people want to win $2,000. I can't believe it. Let me copy the link. Hang on. Look, there's the X post. Everybody right now. Come on, everybody. What's going on? Are you all getting a bit lazy? Bloody lazy. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? I'm giving you $2,000 here of my own money. Right. And remember, I want you to share it, because as it grows, we'll give you even more money away. Right. There it is. I don't earn any money on X. I don't get anything out of this. This is money that I could have. I'm giving to you. Come on. Let's see that grow. We're on 50 now. Repost the FOMC report. I'll give it 10 seconds. I want to see that there at 53. Come on. And now you've done that, go and claim your bloody tickets. You get free tickets to win $2,000 to do that. I can't believe it. Hey, the guys here, we've got Trenton and Tanishk. Have you entered the giveaway, guys? You have?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
You guys want to win
Absolutely.
$2,000. Absolutely right. Are you amazed that so many people just can't be bothered? I just think I would enter it in a heartbeat, wouldn't you?
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people miss opportunities. That's what I feel of late.
Say again?
A lot of people miss opportunities of late.
Yeah.
Just because of their fears, and it's just their mindset holding themselves back.
Yeah, I know. The trouble is we live in a very cynical world now. You know, most people are lying, scamming, whatever. You know, I've pledged my life to grow the most honest channel in the world. I'm giving you my own money. I could keep it. I'm giving it to you. And people just can't believe it. And I'm hoping after they saw the first one, which was just a couple of days ago, where we paid out $1,000, people are going to start going, this guy's real, you know. Look at, he's got his silver plaque, under 1,000. He's growing every day. Everyone's a member. This is real. I'm missing out on this. So I've already got Chrysler and Chevrolet and Ford calling me to give cars away. I mean, you know, at some point we're going to give cars away, right? People are going to go, why did I enter this? Anyway, we got 9 minutes to go. So guys, I'm going to come to you first, Trent. If you want to call in, folks, let me give you the link. If you want to call in, here's the link. Trenton, what are you doing now with your portfolio? Are you trimming, holding, buying, selling? What are you doing?
So I feel like everything I have right now is in a stable position. I'm really kind of interested to see where the market continues to go. I mean, it would have been really nice to see the 50 BPS cut today, but I'll take 25 over nothing else happening. I do have a position in Oklo. I'm pretty excited about the future of energy output and what that means. And
Nuclear
I
energy.
think yeah, I was looking at Oklo when it was at 60 and I got in around that time and now it's up to 90. So I'm thinking as things unfold and I think as the regulations on nuclear energy continues to become more clear, I'll say too, the thing that makes Oklo unique is their nuclear cooling technology is actually based off of using nuclear waste. So if they end up securing a government contract to take the nuclear waste that's already on hand and that ends up going to them, that could be huge profitability for them. So it's definitely a company that I'm looking at.
Have you seen my review? I did a review on Oklo. Have you seen it?
When did you do it? Because I started watching you about a month and a half ago.
Oh my gosh, hang on. Look at this. Look what's just happened. Someone has just tipped me $100. Like, what the heck? Look at that. That's my second ever biggest super chat. Jose Zalea has just tipped me $100. I can't thank you enough. That's incredible. Thank you so much. XRP, he said. Absolutely beautiful. We're giving away $2,000 of it to you. $2,000. Jose, thank you ever so much. No, what you do, Trenton, if you go into YouTube search and type Martyn Lucas Investor, Oklo, the ticker symbol, everything I've ever done on Oklo will be there.
Awesome.
Right. And there's a whole playlist on Oklo as well. If you go into this, if you go and search the playlist, you'll find Oklo. And as a member now, if you do a $5 minimum super chat, you can request the earnings for Oklo. And you can also request a new updated analysis. So I can do a whole,
amazing.
Yeah. So not only do you get the analysis, you also get on top of that, it ranks on YouTube. So it promotes the stock as well. So you've got that ability to do that. Anyway, we got, oh, you're going to ask me a question? You're going to ask something.
Yeah, so I am kind of curious on what I know that the AI market is kind of a market that's continued to expand, and I was just curious if there's any AI specific stocks that you're looking at.
Well, yeah, for me, AI is Amazon. I know it sounds crazy, but it's Amazon, it's Google, it's Microsoft, it's Nvidia. It's basically the Mag 7. And I know it's going to carry on going because I use ChatGPT like all the time. And every day, all the time. And I pay the premium. I pay like $23 a month for whatever, for the premium version. And it's always slow to return my images and stuff like that. What does that tell me? It tells me everybody's using it. Everyone's paying for the service and they're going to have to expand it, make it, add more processing and data centers and yada. So, it's not going anywhere soon. I mean, if you ever just wanted to know that tells you it's at the beginning, just the beginning. However, you gotta buy the dip, not the dip. I hate using the word dip, but buy under value, not buy into the pump. And as you can see, the S&P is selling off now. It didn't rally on this, exactly like I said. And Coca-Cola is up, as I said, going defensive. It doesn't matter how much you like something. There's a right time. I know it's about time in the market, not timing the market. However, there's still a better time to buy. All right.
I really like your perspective on how it's like not just an AI centered stock, but it's, hey, look at the companies that are integrating AI into the company.
Enterprise spending with each other. It guarantees the spending. So remember, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, they don't care about rate cuts. In fact, it hurts them because they don't need help to grow their businesses. They can charge what they want. And also, they don't mind rates being high for longer. Why? Because they earn tons of money on their uninvested cash. They don't care. Who wants rate cuts is us who borrow money to buy the market, like margin, using margin, leverage, whatever. And small caps, they want rate cuts. because that gives them mergers, acquisitions, get a stimulus to start new business. And also it puts more money in the markets because nobody wants to buy bonds anymore and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's looking to buy equity. So it's rocket fuel for the stock market. However, it doesn't matter to the Mag 7 because they're already overbought anyway. They're always going to do well because they're the favorites. Everyone's going to go there. And just by default, people that don't even know about stock market, who every month, every week buy the S&P 500 as part of their 401k pensions, are buying the Mag 7 every week without them having to perform anything. So they're always going to win until there's a major shift. But AI and tech isn't going anywhere. But that doesn't mean to say you just keep buying and buying and buying. I mean, I love the S&P. I think it's the best way of investing. I've said if you only buy the S&P, it's all you need. However, I still trimmed $250,000 using tax lots to pay the minimum tax to reduce my average and bought Coca-Cola when it was oversold. So you've still got to trim. It's not just all in forever and ever and ever.
Is it okay if I ask one more question?
You've got 30 seconds.
Okay. Maybe just, do you think you'll end up doing a video maybe explaining some of the like tax lots and margins that you talk about?
If you go into YouTube search, you know what I'm going to say, Martyn Lucas Investor, margin call, and tax lots. There's a whole half a dozen videos already made for you. But as a member, you can call in and say, Martyn, I watched the video, I didn't get it. Can you answer a specific question? Or you can join me on Discord. There's always a team in there, chop in a chat, and you can say, I'll just watch the video. Can you answer this live? And I do those calls in between the shows and other members joining as well. Thank you, mate, for calling in. I appreciate it. You can stay on the call if you want to. More people might call in a minute. If you hang up, it's entirely up to you. And also, Tanish, have I pronounced that correctly?
Yeah, it is right.
I love it. What do you do there in India, mate?
I'm currently in uni. I'm finishing my 4th year of engineering.
You're an engineer. Spot on.
Yeah, although I'm not interested in it. That's the thing. I hate typical 9-to-5s.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make something out for my life before I graduate.
Good for you, mate. I wish you all the very best. If you do anything online, you want to build, promote anything, I'll help you grow. We got one guy who wrote a book, put it on Amazon. He said, Martyn, I've got no one's downloaded it, no one's rated it. And within 4 days, I said, don't you worry, mate, we'll promote it for you. Within 4 days, he was the top selling short story author on Amazon because I told everyone to go and follow him and download it. So if you ever want to do anything, mate, as a member, as a Lucas Aid, I'm here to help you. All right? All right, guys. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good luck
night.
today. Thank you.
Go sleep.
Good. What time is it for you? What time is it?
It's 12 a.m. for us.
Oh,
so I was
go to bed,
just
mate.
Waiting on the news. Yeah, gotta wake up at 5 in the morning.
Oh God, go to sleep, mate. If you're a good investor, you can sleep and forget about it. Go and get some sleep. Cheers, mate.
All right. Cheers, man. Bye-bye.
Absolutely love that. People calling in from around the world. Okay, here we go. We're about to get Jerome Powell on the stage. Stand by.
Sheet. We may
right,
be coming
your
second
second magic number. Your second magic number is to win $2,000. Your second magic number is 7746. The moment the conference comes to an end in about half an hour, I will send you over to Vaz and give you your last number. It will give it to you in the first minute, so you won't have to wait. Your second number is 7746. 7,746. Your last number will be given to you in about half an hour. When this ends, Vaz will give it to you on a live stream, and you'll have it in the first minute.
Yep.
All right,
so the
let's
move
go.
in the last couple of weeks, again, the market is not waiting around. The bond market is actually going to run the show. Richard Clarida, PIMCO, really appreciate your time, Richard.
Here we
Thank
go.
you very much. 20 seconds, Steve Grasso, final comment.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head before. If you're looking to May 2026, where Jerome Powell leaves his post, there's going to be a lot of doves that are released between now and then. The market's going higher.
I think, a wise man once said, this is what it sounds like when doves fly. Right? Because
when
I don't think the doves are going to be
cry.
crying anytime soon.
All right.
Richard Clarida, thank you. Steve Grasso, we'll see you tonight on Fast Money, 5 p.m. And as we noted, right on time, Jerome Powell.
Here we go.
Good afternoon. My My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. While the unemployment rate remains low, it has edged up. Job gains have slowed, and downside risks to employment have risen. At the same time, inflation has risen recently and remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals, and in light of the shift in the balance of risks, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by 1/4 percentage point. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I'll have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that growth of economic activity has moderated. GDP rose at a pace of around 1.5% in the first half of the year, down from 2.5% last year. The moderation in growth largely reflects a slowdown in consumer spending. In contrast, business investment in equipment and intangibles has picked up from last year's pace. Activity in the housing sector remains weak. In our summary of economic projections, the median participant projects GDP to rise 1.6% this year and 1.8% next year, a touch stronger than projected in June. In the labor market, the unemployment rate edged up to 4.3% in August, but remains little changed over the past year at a relatively low level. Payroll job gains have slowed significantly to a pace of just 29,000 per month over the past 3 months. A good part of this slowing likely reflects a decline in the growth of the labor force due to lower immigration and lower labor force participation. Even so, labor demand has softened, and the recent pace of job creation appears to be running below the break-even rate needed to hold the unemployment rate constant. In addition, wage growth has continued to moderate while still outpacing inflation. Overall, the marked slowing in both the supply of and demand for workers is unusual. In this less dynamic and somewhat softer labor market, the downside risks to employment appear to have risen. In our SEP, the median projection for the unemployment rate is 4.5% at the end of this year and edges down thereafter. Inflation has eased significantly from its highs in mid-2022, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer-run goal. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.7% over the 12 months ending in August, and that, excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.9%. These readings are higher than earlier in the year as inflation for goods has picked up. In contrast, disinflation appears to be continuing for services. Near-term measures of inflation expectations have moved up, on balance, over the course of this year on news about tariffs, as reflected in both market and survey-based measures. Beyond the next year or so, however, most measures of longer-term expectations remain consistent with our 2% inflation goal. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation is 3.0% this year and falls to 2.6% in 2026 and to 2.1% in 2027. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. At today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by 1/4 percentage point to 4 to 4.25%, and to continue reducing the size of our balance sheet. Changes to government policies continue to evolve, and their effects on the economy remain uncertain. Higher tariffs have begun to push up prices in some categories of goods, but their overall effects on economic activity and inflation remain to be seen. A reasonable base case is that the effects on inflation will be relatively short-lived, a one-time shift in the price level. But it is also possible that the inflationary effects could instead be more persistent, and that is a risk to be assessed and managed. Our obligation is to ensure that a one-time increase in the price level does not become an ongoing inflation problem. In the near term, risks to inflation are tilted to the upside and risks to employment to the downside, a challenging situation. When our goals are in tension like this, our framework calls for us to balance both sides of our dual mandate. With downside risks to employment having increased, the balance of risks has shifted. Accordingly, we judged it appropriate at this meeting to take another step toward a more neutral policy stance. With today's decision, we remain well positioned to respond in a timely way to potential economic developments. We will continue to determine the appropriate stance of monetary policy based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. In our SEP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate, based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario for the economy. The median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 3.6% at the end of this year, 3.4% at the end of 2026, and 3.1% at the end of 2027. This path is 1/4 percentage point lower than projected in June. As is always the case, these individual forecasts are subject to uncertainty, and they're not a committee plan or decision. Policy is not on a preset course. The Fed has been assigned 2 goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission, and we at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to our discussion.
Great. Thank you. Chris Rugaber at Associated Press. As you know, Fed Governor Stephen Martyn has kept his position at the White House, even as he's joined the Fed board. This is the first time, I believe, the Fed's board has had someone with executive branch ties in decades. Does this compromise the Fed's independence from day-to-day politics? And relatedly, how can you maintain the public's perception the Fed is politically independent with this dynamic? Thank you.
So we did welcome a new committee member today, as we always do, and the committee remains united in pursuing our dual mandate goals. We're strongly committed to maintaining our independence, and beyond that, I really don't have anything to share.
Okay, and then just as a quick follow-up, I'm sorry, can you and other Fed officials have spoken extensively about the impact of tariffs on inflation, although perhaps with many companies appearing to eat the tariffs, tariffs may be impacting the labor market and other parts of the economy instead. Do you see that as a possible outcome here, that tariffs are the reason we're seeing some slowing, particularly in the labor market, rather than in inflation? Thank you.
You know, it's certainly possible. You know, we're beginning to see, we have begun to see goods prices showing through into higher inflation, and actually the increase in goods prices accounts for most of the increase in inflation, or perhaps all of the increase in inflation over the course of this year. Those are not very large effects at this point, and we do expect them to continue to build over the course of the rest of the year and into next year. And you know, it's also possible that there may be effects on employment, but that I would say if you're looking at why employment is doing what it's doing, that's much more about the change in immigration. So the supply of workers has obviously come way down. There's very little growth, if any, in the supply of workers. And at the same time, demand for workers has also come down quite sharply, and to the point where we see what I've called a curious balance. It's, you know, typically when we say things are in balance, that sounds good, but in this case, the balance is because both supply and demand have come down quite sharply. Now demand coming down a little more sharply because we now see the unemployment rate edging up.
Nick Timrose of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, do economic conditions and the balance of risks no longer warrant a restrictive policy setting?
So I don't think we can say that. What we can say is this, that over the course of this year, we've kept our policy at a restrictive level, and people have different views, but a clearly restrictive level, I would say. So, and we were able to do that over the course of this year because the labor market was in very solid condition with strong job creation and all those things. I think if you go back to April and now look at the revised job creation numbers for May, June, July, and August, you can I can no longer say that. So what that means is that the risks were clearly tilted toward inflation. I would say they're moving toward equality. Maybe they're not quite out of equality. We don't need to know that, but we do know that they've moved meaningfully toward greater equality, the risks between the two goals, and that suggests that we should be moving in the direction of neutral, and that's what we did today.
Under what circumstances would a larger than 25 basis points rate cut be warranted, and how seriously was that option entertained at your meeting this week?
There wasn't widespread support at all for a 50 basis point cut today. You know, I think we've done very large rate hikes and very large rate cuts in the last 5 years, and you tend to do those at a time when you feel that policy is out of place and needs to move quickly to a new place. That's not at all what I feel certainly now. I feel like our policy has been doing the right thing so far this year. I think we were right to wait and see how tariffs and inflation and the labor market evolved. I think we're now reacting to the much lower level of job creation and other evidence of softening in the labor market, and saying, well, those risks are maybe not fully balanced, but moving in the direction of balance now, and so that warrants a change in policy.
Colby Smith for the New York Times. Should we be viewing today's cut as the committee taking out some insurance against the possibility that the labor market is at risk of weakening? Or is it the committee's view that the dynamics of a downturn are already in place? I guess I'm just trying to square the shift in the rate forecast in the SEP towards more cuts than just 3 months ago, with the fact that the forecast for unemployment didn't change.
Yeah, I think you could think of this in a way as a risk management cut, because if you look at the SEP, actually, the projections for growth this year and next actually ticked up just a little bit, and inflation and unemployment didn't really move much. So what's different now? What's different now is that you see a very different picture of the risks to the labor market. You've seen,
there you go.
We were looking at
Coca-Cola going up, the S&P selling off
at the time of the last meeting, and now we see the revisions and we see the new numbers. And I don't want to put too much emphasis on payroll job creation, but it's just one of the things that suggests that the labor market is really cooling off, and that tells you that it's time to take that into account in our policy.
So just looking at the SEP once again, the median participant has inflation higher than previously expected by the end of next year, and the Fed not getting back to the 2% target until 2028. So I guess I'm just wondering how you characterize the risk to price pressures of kicking off a series of cuts at this point.
Yeah, so I would look at it this way. We fully understand and appreciate that we need to remain fully committed to restoring 2% inflation on a sustained basis, and we will do that. At the same time, we've got to weigh the risks to the two goals. And I would say since April, to me, the risks of higher and more persistent inflation have probably become a little less. And that's partly because the labor market has softened, GDP growth has slowed. So I would just say that the risks there have been less than one might think. And in terms of the labor market, what we're seeing is unemployment is still low. It's still a relatively low rate, but we're seeing downside risks.
Michael McKee from Bloomberg Radio and Television. I'm a little confused by your explanation of the Fed cutting rates because of unemployment. If you think that most of what's happening in the employment area is related to immigration, which your rate cuts wouldn't address, how do you see that as more important than inflation, which has remained almost a full percentage point above your target?
Well, I was saying that what's happening in the labor market has more to do with immigration than it has to do with tariffs. That was the question I was answering. So I wouldn't say that all of what's happening in the labor market is due to tariffs. I mean, you clearly have a slowing in it due to immigration. You clearly have a slowing in demand, which is now perhaps more than that in supply, and we know that because the unemployment rate has ticked up. So, that's what I meant by that.
I can follow up. Every year since 2015, the SEP has forecast that you would hit your target 2 years later. And this year, this SEP says you're going to hit your target 2 years later. 2% does not seem to be in sight. Does that suggest that the 2% target is not really achievable? And does this present any credibility problems for you in telling people that that's what you're going to do if you can never reach it?
Well, I mean, you're right. It does say we're going to get to 2% inflation in 2028, at the end of 28. But that's, that's literally how you put the projections together. You're writing down a rate path, which is designed to create, over the course of the SEP, time frame, 2% inflation and maximum employment too. So that's all that is. No one really knows where the economy will be in 3 years. But the nature of the exercise is to write down policy that you believe would return to the 2% goal.
Stand by for your last magic number.
At least by the end of the exercise.
It'll come in just a few seconds to win $2,000.
Thanks so much, Elizabeth Schulze with ABC News. The latest inflation report shows that prices are still going up across key categories for many households, including groceries. What will the Fed do if prices pick up more?
So our expectation, and you can see this consistently through the year, has been that inflation will move up this year, but that the basically because of the effects on goods prices from tariffs, but that those will turn out to be a one-time.
Don't be surprised if XRP goes down 50%.
That's been our forecast.
I hope you're not
Pretty
leveraged.
much all the individual forecasts say that.
You need to be in defensive. Coca-Cola's going up
assume that, though,
as expected.
Right? We have
be careful.
Our job is literally to
Don't
make sure
buy
that is
XRP
what happens.
yet.
And we will do that job.
It could drop 50%
right now,
from here.
The situation we're in is that we see inflation. We continue to expect it to move up, maybe not as high as we would have expected it to move up a few months ago. The pass-through of the tariffs into inflation has been slower and smaller. The labor market has softened. So the case for there being a persistent inflation outbreak is less. And so that's why we think it's time for us really to acknowledge that the risks to the other mandate have grown and that we should move in the direction of neutral. So what will we do? We'll do what we need to do, but we have two mandates and we try to balance them. For a long time, our framework says that when our two goals are in tension, this is quite an unusual
Coca-Cola has
situation.
18 to 20%
How do we decide what to do?
by the end of the
Because
year.
Our tools can't do
if
two
you're already
things
in
at once.
Coca-Cola, you're going to do very well.
What we do is we ask
you need to be
which is
defensive
farther
right
from
now.
how far
All
is
this
each
could
from
go
the
down
goal and how
50%.
long is it expected to get to the goal. So, and then we think about those things and we see, as I mentioned, our policy had been really skewed toward inflation for a long time, really. Now we see that there's downside risk clearly in the labor market, and so we're moving in the direction of more neutral policy.
How concerned are you about the slowdown in the jobs market for households at home, especially younger Americans struggling to land a job?
So it's an interesting labor market, and obviously we think it's appropriate that we reduce our rates so that we become more neutral, which presumably will be better for the labor market. You see people who are sort of more at the margins, so kids coming out of college and younger people, minorities are having a hard time finding jobs. The overall job finding rate is very, very low.
You could drop 50%.
However, the layoff rate is also very low. So you've got a low firing, low hiring environment.
Absolutely,
And
because
concern
money
is
will go
that
defensive.
If you start to see layoffs,
This is why I bought Coca-Cola.
the people who are
I
laid
told
off
everybody what I was
there
doing.
won't be a lot of
And there you
hiring
go, you
going on,
see it
so
there.
that could very quickly flow into
rocket
into higher
science.
unemployment. In a healthier economy, healthier labor market, there would be jobs for those people. But now the hiring rate is very, very low. So that's been a growing concern over the last few months, and it's one of the reasons why we think it's appropriate that we begin to shift our policy focus toward a more balanced one.
Steve Leisman, CNBC. Mr. Chair, in the past, during rate cuts, you used the word recalibration. And I wonder if you pointedly did not use it this time. And in fact, when you said policy is not on a preset course, did you mean that as sort of the opposite of recalibration? Are we meeting to meeting, data point by data point? Are we in the process here of getting back to neutral? Thank you.
So I think we're in a meeting by meeting situation. We're going to be looking at the data.
As you could get.
You know what? Let me say a word about the SEP.
Up goes Coca-Cola, down goes crypto.
We often point this out. The SEP is it's an accumulation, a accumulation
Don't sell for losses
of the individual projections of 19 people, showing what
be
they
prepared
believe
for
at a
what's just
particular
happened.
moment in time to be the most likely path for the economy, and thus
A lot of people
the
get
appropriate
wrecked
path
today,
for monetary policy
guaranteed.
as well. And as you know, we don't debate or try to agree on what that is. We just write them down and accumulate them. We do sometimes discuss them. And so we always say we're not on a preset path, and we really mean that. The actual decisions we make are going to be based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks at the time the decisions are actually made. So you will have seen that we have 10 participants out of 19 who wrote down 2 or more cuts for the remainder of the year, and 9 who wrote down fewer than, in fact, in a good number of cases, no more cuts. So rather than looking at this as certainty, I would encourage people, as always, to look at the SEP as through the lens of probability. And so there are different possible outcomes and likelihoods rather than this one is certain and this one isn't happening. So that's what I would say.
Thank you for getting to my follow-up question, which was, is the dispersion in the outlook a sign of uncertainty of policy in the meetings to come? Thank you.
You know, it is such an unusual situation. Ordinarily, when the labor market is weak, inflation is low. And when the labor market is really strong, that's when you got to be careful about inflation. So we have a situation where we have two-sided risk. And that means there's no risk-free path. And so it's quite a difficult situation for policymakers. And it's not at all surprising to me that you have a range of views. It's not so much about having different views for the path of the economy, but it's partly that. But it's also partly about what's the right thing to do in light of this, of the tension between the two goals. How do you weight them? How worried are you about one versus the other? And so it's natural. I think it would
crypto
actually
and the
be
S&P are
surprising
dumping,
if you didn't have
and all the money is going to flood.
Is
flooding into Coca-Cola defensive.
In this kind of highly
You were
unusual
warned.
situation, and we do. So
This is as bad as it gets.
But we get together, we discuss. We have a great discussion, and then we decide what to
When
do.
I get
and we
paid
act.
in
But,
4 days'
you're right,
time, I'll be buying back the S&P.
It's a wide dispersion of
I won't buy
views,
any
and
more
I think that's
Coca-Cola because I'm already up.
understandable and natural in the current situation.
Hi, Victoria Guida with Politico. You've talked a lot about Fed independence and the importance of it over the years, but as markets have questions about what exactly President Trump's intentions are with the Fed, what would you point to as the things they should be watching to determine that the Fed is still making decisions based on, the economic outlook rather than political considerations?
Look, it's deeply in our culture to do our work based on the incoming data and never consider anything else. That's just everybody who's at the Fed really feels strongly about that way. So, you'll know it by the way we talk about what we're doing, by the speeches that people give, by the decisions that we make. You'll know that we're just still going to do that. That's all we do. And we don't frame these questions at all or see them in terms of political outcomes. I think when you get to
just about to give you your last magic number,
everything is seen through the lens of does it help or hurt this political party, this politician. That's the framework. And I think people find it hard to believe that is not at all the way we think about things at the Fed. We're taking a longer perspective. We're trying to, serve the American people as best we can. So I think you would be able to tell. I don't believe we'll ever get to that place. I would say we're doing our work exactly as we always have now, and people they're making their arguments, and we're having a great discussion around these challenging issues. So,
do you see the court case around Lisa Cook as being related to questions of Fed independence?
I see it as a court case that it would be inappropriate for me to comment on.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Edward Lawrence from Fox Business. So we saw the preliminary benchmark revisions down 911,000. The revisions for June were the first negative revisions we've seen since December of 2020. How can the Fed base important decisions on rate and what to do with the interest rates on data that seems to be, as you've called it in the past, noisy?
So on the QCEW, the revision that we saw was almost exactly what we expected. It was amazing how close the expectation was. So, and the reason for that is, for the last bunch of quarters, there's been almost a predictable overcount. And I think the Bureau of Labor Statistics really does understand this, and they're working hard to fix it. It's got to do, of course, it has something to do with low response rates, but it's also got to do with what's called the birth-death model, because a good amount of job creation happens around new companies and how many go out of business, how many are founded, and it's just really hard. You can't survey for that. You've got to have a model that predicts that, and it's quite difficult to do, especially when the economy is undergoing big changes. So, and they've been working on that and are making progress on it, but the data we get is still well good enough for us to do our work. To the extent we have issues around data right now, it's about low response rates.
Please tap the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much.
All over, really. Response rates are just lower to surveys now, both in and out of the government. And it's no great secret. We want higher response rates, and we need those to have, less volatile data. And the way to get that is to make sure that the agencies that collect the data have sufficient resources to drive higher response rates. It's not a complicated problem, but that's what it takes. It's not a mystery. That's what it takes. The other thing I'll say, Edward, is in the case of the job creation, the response rate is quite low for the first month, or lower for the first month. By the time you get to the second or third month, you're still collecting responses for that last month, for that prior month. And you get to the place where the data are much more reliable by the second and certainly the third month. So it's not that we don't get the data, it's just that we get it a little later.
But for the benchmarks, if that holds, it's 51% of the jobs that we thought were there weren't really there. Shows a weaker job market coming into this year. If you had had that information, would it have changed your mind related to where the interest rates should be? Should there have been a cut earlier?
We have to live life looking through the windshield rather than the rearview mirror, as you know. And all I can tell you is we see where we are now, and we take appropriate action, and we took that appropriate action today.
Thanks, Howard Schneider with Reuters. So, as you mentioned a minute ago, some margins of the job market would suggest that the slide's already happening. A black unemployment rate in August was above 7%, declining work week, difficulty among college graduates finding work, rising youth unemployment. Why do you think a quarter percentage point now is going to arrest that?
Well, I didn't say that I thought a quarter point would make a huge difference to the economy, but you've got to look at the whole path of rates, right? And the market's has already been baking in expectations. I mean, our market works through expectations, right? So I think our policy path really does matter. And I think it's important that we use our tools to support the labor market when we do see signs like that. I did mention that, you see minority unemployment going up, you see younger people who are more vulnerable economically, more susceptible to economic cycles. That's one of the reasons, in addition to just
stand by, next couple of minutes. This is about to come to the end. I'm going to give you a last magic number so you can win $2,000.
To labor force participation. Some part of the significant decline in labor force participation over the last year has probably been cyclical in nature rather than just the usual aging process. So we put all those together, and we see that the labor market is softening, and we don't need it to soften anymore, don't want it to. So we use our tools, and it starts with a 25 basis point rate cut, but the market's also pricing in a rate path. I'm not blessing what the market's doing at all. I'm just saying it's not just one action.
As a follow-up to that, the growth mix right now seems very concentrated in investment and on the consumer spending side in the higher income groups. Do you feel that that's an unsustainable mix for the economy moving forward?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, you're right. Those are two. We're getting unusually large amounts of economic activity through the AI build out and corporate investment. I don't know how long that will go on. No one does. In terms of spending, you saw that the consumer spending numbers were well above expectations, and that may well be skewed toward higher earning consumers. There's a lot of anecdotal evidence to suggest that. Nonetheless, it's spending. So, I mean, I think the economy is moving along. Economic growth is going to be 1.5% or better this year, maybe a little better. Forecasts have been coming up, as you can see. So labor market unemployment is low.
Please tap subscribe and join us by tapping the like button.
Risks,
Thank you.
But it's still a low unemployment rate. So that's how we see it.
Hi, Stephanie Rule, MSNBC. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has said that the Federal Reserve suffers from mission creep and institutional bloat. He's now calling for an independent review. Would you support an independent review, or are you open to any sort of reform in any areas of the Fed?
Of course, I'm not going to comment on anything the Secretary says or really any other officer says. So in terms of reform at the Fed, we just went through a lengthy and I think very successful process of updating our monetary policy framework. I would say there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes around the assets we have in the Federal Reserve Federal Reserve System and at the board. Are they the right size? We're actually going through a 10% head.
Thank you very much. Our subscribers are rolling crazy today. On the way to 1 million,
Fed, including the board
and the first
all the Reserve
billion
banks.
channel in the world. Thank you so much.
Employment at the Fed
being
at the
part
end
of
of
this
that
family.
will be basically at the same level it was more than 10 years ago. So we will have had zero job growth for more than a decade when we're finished with that, and I think we'll probably do more than that. So I think we're certainly open to constructive
I
criticism.
subscribe and you win tickets as well to win
$2,000.
$2,000.
Not an independent review?
We're certainly open to to always trying to do better.
Mr. Chairman, Neil Irwin with Axios. There's been some debate lately on whether AI is already starting to affect the labor market in terms of lower labor demand, higher productivity by contrast. Do you buy that? And if that is true, does that have implications for the monetary policy setting?
So there's great uncertainty around that. I think my view, which is also a bit of a guess, but widely shared, I think, is that you are seeing some effects, but it's not the main thing driving it. And so particular focus on young people coming out of college. And yeah, there may be something there. It may be that companies or other institutions that have been hiring younger people right out of college are able to use AI more than they had in the past. That may be part of the story. It's also part of the story, though, that job creation more broadly has slowed down. The economy has slowed down. And so it's probably a number of things. But yeah, it's probably a factor. Hard to say how big it is.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. What evidence do you see of tariffs showing up in inflation?
Well, if you can take goods, just sort of the broad goods category, and last year, goods inflation was negative. If you go back 25 years, that was the typical thing, was that goods inflation was, goods prices generally went down, even adjusting for quality. So that was not the case during the pandemic, of course. Goods inflation went very high, but we had essentially returned to zero or slightly negative inflation. Now, I think goods inflation over the course of the past year is 1.2%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a big change. So we think, analysts have different views, but we think it's contributing, 0.3 or 0.4, something like that, to the current core PCE inflation reading, which is 2.9%. So it's contributing. What seems to be happening is that, the tariffs are
your last number to win $2,000 magic number. Just a few moments away.
Mostly being paid
right at the end of this conference in about 5-10 minutes maximum.
Companies that sit between the exporter and the consumer. So if you buy something and you sell it through retail or you use it to make a product, you're probably taking a lot of those costs on and not able to pass it fully along to the consumer yet. That appears to be what we're seeing. All of those companies and entities in the middle, they'll tell you that they have every intention of passing that through in time, but they're not doing that now. To the consumer, the pass-through has been pretty small. It's been slower and smaller than we thought. But the evidence is it's very clear that there's some pass-through.
All subscribers can comment now. We're in subscriber-only mode.
Share with us the conditions under which you might consider leaving the Fed in May.
I have nothing new on that for you today.
Hi, Katerina Saraiva with Bloomberg News. I just wanted to follow up on one of your answers just a couple minutes ago. We've often heard you talk about how you and your colleagues, do not think about politics. This does not enter the room. But one of your new colleagues does come from this world, right, where everything is seen through this framework of politics and of what party is being helped, and that person is still employed.
Apparently, someone's telling me Coca-Cola isn't going up.
How can markets and the public interpret, some of
plus the 3% dividend,
and then some of the forecast that we see today.
Definitely not going up. You're absolutely right.
For this year was moved because of the introduction of his forecast. I'm talking about the number of rate cuts seen this year. What do you say to markets and the public that are trying to interpret what you guys are saying?
So there's 12 vote, 19 participants of whom 12 vote, as you know, on a rotating basis. So no one voter, can really, the only way for any voter to really move things around is to be incredibly persuasive. And the only way to do that in the context in which we work is to make really strong arguments based on the data and one's understanding of the economy. That's really all that matters. And that's how it's going to work. And I think that is the way the institution, that's in the DNA of the institution. That's not going to change.
And then I wanted to ask about a Gallup poll that showed that Americans now have more confidence in the president than the Federal Reserve when it comes to doing what's right for the economy. Why do you think that is, and what's your response? What's your message to the public?
Our response is we're going to do everything we can to use our tools to achieve the goals that Congress has given us, and we're not going to get distracted by anything. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep doing our jobs.
Claire Jones, Financial Times. Given the range of views expressed prior to the meeting, I think there was a lot less dissent today than a lot of people expected. It'd be good to know just what you think the drivers were of coming to that very strong consensus in the meeting, and also on the flip side to just explain why the dot plots are really so scattered between, someone even expecting rates to end up higher by the end of the year to 5 cuts. I mean, what were the kind of range of views you heard about, on one side, why there was so much support for a cut today, and on the flip side, why there's so much divergence about what comes next?
So I think there's quite a wide
So in phase energy dropped off when
the situation
rate
has changed
cuts
with respect to the labor market.
They'd be off the table.
Whereas we
See
could
that,
still
look?
say,
Shame.
and did say in July, at the time of the July meeting, that the labor market was in solid condition, and we could point to 150,000 jobs per month and many other things. I think that the new data that we've had, and it's not
Thank
just
you, Graham
payrolls,
Weil,
it's-
just donated
it's,
memberships.
Other things as well, suggests that there really is meaningful downside risk. I said there was downside risk then, but I think that downside risk is now a reality, and there's clearly more downside risk. So I think that's broadly accepted. And so that meant different things for different people. Some wrote down, almost everyone wrote down, supported this cut, and some supported more cuts and some didn't, as you will see from the dot plot. So that's just the way it is. I mean, people have, you have people who take this work very seriously, think about it all the time, do their work, discuss it with our colleagues. We endlessly discuss this between ourselves, and then we have a meeting where we put it all out on the table, and this is what you get. And you're right, there's a range of views in the dots, and I think that's, like I said, very unsurprising given the quite unusual, historically unusual nature of the challenges that we face. But let's remember, though, the unemployment rate's 4.3%. The economy's growing at 1.5%. So it's not a bad economy or anything like that. We've seen much more challenging economic times. But from a policy standpoint, the standpoint of what we're trying to accomplish, it's challenging to know what to do. There are, as I mentioned earlier, there are no risk-free paths now. It's not incredibly obvious what to do. So we have to keep our eye on inflation. At the same time, we cannot ignore and must keep our eye on maximum employment, which is those are our two equal goals. And you will see that there are a range of views on what to do. Nonetheless, we came together today at the meeting and acted with a high degree of unity.
Last magic number to win $2,000.
Economist. You mentioned
any moment now.
that
They're about to come to the end.
Running below your guess at its break-even rate. I'd be curious to hear a bit more about that and where you think the break-even rate is.
So there are many different ways to calculate it, and none of them is perfect. But it's clearly come way down. You could say it's somewhere between 0 and 50,000. And you'd be right or wrong. I mean, there's just many different ways to do it. So wherever it was, 150,000, 200,000 a few months ago, it's come down quite significantly. And that's because a very lower amount of people are joining the labor force. The labor force really not growing much at this point. And that's a lot of where the supply of labor was coming from over the last 2 or 3 years. So we're not getting that now. We've got much lower demand. It's interesting that supply and demand have really come down together so far, except now we do have unemployment ticking up outside, just one tick outside of the range where it's been for a year. 4.3% is still a low level, but I think this speedy decline in both supply and demand has certainly gotten everyone's attention.
Follow up, if I may. You mentioned the downside risk to employment a fair amount, but it's striking that measures of kind of activity and output for the third quarter, those that we have, seem pretty strong. The Atlanta Fed's GDP now is very strong. You mentioned strong PC numbers as well. How do you square those things? Is there a chance actually could be upside risk to the labor market if those activity measures are right?
Well, that would be great. We'd love that to happen. So I don't know that you see a big tension there, but it's gratifying to see that economic activity is holding in, and it's a good bit from consumption. It looks like consumption was stronger than expected. What we got earlier this week, I guess. And also we're getting a fairly narrow sector is producing a lot of economic activity, which is the AI build out and business investment. So. We watch all of it, and I would say we did move up. The median for growth for this year actually moved up in the SEP between the June and September SEPs. So, and really the inflation and labor market didn't change much. It's really the risks that we're seeing to the labor market that were the focus of today's decision.
Nicole. Hi, Nicole Goodkind with Barron's. Thank you for taking my question. Given the cumulative impact of high interest rates on the housing sector, I'm wondering how concerned you are that current rate levels are exacerbating housing affordability issues and potentially hindering household formation and wealth accumulation for a segment of the population?
Housing is an interest-sensitive activity.
Last magic number, just moments away. They're about to come to the end.
Policy. When
to win $2,000
and we cut rates to zero, the housing companies were incredibly grateful, and it was really, they said that was the only thing that kept them going, was that we cut so aggressively and provided credit and things like that, and they were able to finance because we did that. The other side of that is when inflation gets high and we raise rates, and you're right, it does burden the housing industry, and so rates have come down a bit, and as that happens, we don't set mortgage rates, but our policy rate changes do tend to affect mortgage rates, and that has been happening, and that'll of course raise demand. Lower borrowing rates for builders will help will help supply, and so some of that should happen. I think most analysts think that it would have to be pretty big changes for it to matter a lot big changes in rates to matter a lot for the housing sector. And the other thing is by achieving maximum employment and price stability, that's a strong economy. That's a good economy for housing. And then the last thing I'll say is, there's a deeper problem here. There's not a cyclical problem that the Fed can address, and that just is a pretty much nationwide housing shortage. Or a lot of places in the country just don't have enough enough housing for people, and all of the areas around metropolitan areas like Washington, for example, are very built up, and so you're having to build farther and farther out, and so that's where it is.
And just a quick follow-up. During the last SEP, or the press conference following the last SEP, you seemed to indicate that policymakers lacked conviction about their projections, and I'm wondering if you still feel that way.
Forecasting is very difficult even in placid times, and as I've mentioned before, forecasters are a humble lot with much to be humble about. So I think right now is a particularly challenging time, even more uncertain than usual. And so I don't know any forecaster
XRP is really holding up. This is good, but don't chase it.
They have great
Let's give it some love, shall we?
Right now, I think they'll
XRP, always believe in your flow.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. If you're cutting rates, why continue to reduce the size of your balance sheet, then pause the unwinding?
Well, I think we're cutting the size of our balance sheet quite marginally now. As you know, with the balance sheet, we're still in an abundant reserves condition, and we've said that we would stop somewhat above somewhat above an ample reserves level. That's where we are, and we're getting closer to that. We're monitoring it very carefully. We don't think that has at all significant macroeconomic effects. These are pretty small numbers moving around inside a giant economy. The level of runoff is not very large, so I wouldn't attribute macroeconomic consequences to that at this point.
And at his recent confirmation hearing, Stephen Martyn brought up that the Fed actually has 3 mandates from Congress, not just jobs and stable prices, but also moderate long-term interest rates. So what does Congress mean by moderate long-term interest rates? How should we understand that when we see the 10-year Treasury moving? And how do you think about this part of the mandate when policy choices like rate cuts or balance sheet reductions affect the long end of the yield curve?
So we always think of it as the dual mandate, maximum employment and price stability, for a long time, because we think moderate long-term interest rates are something that will result from stable inflation, low and stable inflation, and maximum employment. So we haven't thought about that for a very long time as a third mandate that requires independent action. So that's where that is. And there's no thought of, as far as I'm concerned, there's no thought of considering that, considering that we somehow incorporate that in as something in a different way.
Thanks, Chair Powell. Matt Egan from CNN. We recently learned that average FICO credit scores are down this year by 2 points, the most since 2009 during the Great Recession, and delinquencies are high for car loans, personal loans, credit cards. How concerned, if at all, are you about the health of consumer finances, and do you expect today's cut will help?
So, we're aware of that. I think default rates have been kind of ticking up, and we do watch that. They're not at a level, I don't believe they're at a level where overall they're terribly concerning, but it is something that we watch. Lower rates should support economic activity. I don't know that one rate cut will have, a visible effect on that, but over time,
exactly.
A strong economy
That's
with
why
a strong
we need
labor
0.5%, but never mind.
market is what we're aiming for, and stable prices. So that should help.
Just to follow up, this rate cut is coming at a time when the stock market is at or near all-time highs, and some valuation metrics are elevated historically. Is there a risk that cutting rates could overheat financial markets, potentially fueling a bubble?
We're tightly focused on our goals, right? And our goals are maximum employment and price stability. And so we take the actions that we take with an eye on those goals. Separately, and that's why we did what we did today. Separately, we monitor financial stability very, very carefully. And, I would say it's a mixed picture, but households are in good shape, banks are in good shape. Overall, households are still in good shape in the aggregate. And I know that people at the lower end of the income spectrum are under pressure, obviously. But from a financial stability perspective, we monitor that picture. we don't have a view that there's a right or wrong level of asset prices for any particular financial asset, but we monitor the whole picture, really looking for structural vulnerabilities. And I would say those are not elevated right now.
Jean, we'll go to you for the last question.
Hi, Chair Powell. Jean Young with M&I Market News. I wanted to ask about inflation expectations. You've said the Fed can't take the stability of inflation expectations for granted. You mentioned at the short run they've gone up a little bit. I wonder if you can talk a bit about that. And then also at the long run, wondering, do you see evidence that the debate over Fed independence and the growing deficit is putting pressure on inflation expectations?
So as you said, shorter-term inflation expectations have tended to respond to near-term inflation. So if inflation goes up, inflation expectations will predict that it takes just a little while to get back down. Fortunately, throughout this period, longer-term inflation expectations, both break even in the markets and almost all of the longer-term surveys, Michigan being a bit of an outlier lately, have been just rock solid in terms of running at levels that are consistent with 2% inflation over time. So we don't take that for granted. We actually assume that our actions have a real effect on that, and that we need to continually show and also discuss our commitment to 2% inflation. And so you'll hear us doing that. We're, as I mentioned, it's a difficult situation because we have risks that are both affecting the labor market and inflation. Those are our two goals, and so we have to balance those two. When they're both at risk, we have to balance them, and that's really what we're trying to do. Your latter part of your question was about independence. I don't see market participants. I don't see that that's something they're factoring in right now in terms of setting interest rates. Thanks very much.
Okay, we're done. Wonderful stuff. So let me just clear that away there. He's a bit slow leaving the stage, isn't he?
All right, that was the Fed
I just
chair
had to make sure he
explaining
left the stage. Now then, it's time to give you your last magic number to win $2,000 in XRP. We're going to just pay it out to you in XRP. You can sell it for cash. Do whatever you like. So I'm going to take a break now and end this show and give you your last magic number. I'll be here tomorrow morning to do the day after the night before, but there'll be no closing bell show tomorrow as I'm taking Leah to the hospital. It's our first visit to the surgeon tomorrow. So I won't be here tomorrow afternoon for the closing bell, but I will be here in the morning for an hour and a half, 2 hour show, and then I'll be off to the hospital with Leah. So before I give you a magic number, let me give you my thoughts of everything we've just learned. Please tap the like button and consider subscribing. We'd much appreciate it. What we've heard is we got a 0.25, but a fairly hawkish Fed. Not saying, yep, there's going to be loads of rate cuts, maybe a couple, whatever. So it's a great day for defensive investors. This is why I went and sold and trimmed the S&P and bought Coca-Cola. I've now got just under $250,000 now in Coca-Cola. This is the way to go. It was the right decision. You're not always going to get an immediate reaction, but we're up 1% already. That's a lot for a defensive position. This is going to $80 perhaps by the end of the year. So it's going to outperform the S&P 100%. So I'm all in. My portfolio is rallying on that. Coca-Cola defensive positions are holding up my portfolio. Now, crypto. We didn't get any nitrous thrown on the fire with crypto. It's still doing okay. XRP is still holding. It could have dumped if we'd got no rate cut. We got 0.25, and to be fair, the Fed were quite hawkish, and we needed a dovish response to get XRP and Bitcoin, Ethereum to explode. However, It's holding. But don't chase it. It could go down during the night and then dump and then come back. So if it does go lower, I won't be buying anymore now because I'm fully invested in the S&P and Coca-Cola. I won't be selling either because I'm keeping my XRP to give to you for giveaways. Ethereum, I'm not selling. Bitcoin, I'm not selling. I will trim Bitcoin if it does go up to 150, 160. I'll start trimming it. Ethereum, I'm not because I'm staking it. But I have sold my Ethereum and my Bitcoin ETFs. I've trimmed down. 50%. I had about 150 grand in crypto. It's now down to about 75,000. So on risk assets are a little bit out of favor right now, but I'm not selling. I don't want to be out of the market. Absolutely not. I want to remain in the market. As long as my portfolio keeps going up and I'm protecting my money, then I'm happy. So that's where I see it. It's a kind of, we got a rate cut and the economy is generally okay and you want to be invested, but it didn't give us the big rally we expected. So you don't want to be buying into this, in my opinion. I think you want to be defensive. That's what I'm doing. But again, this is not financial advice. My portfolio is at another all-time high. That is another all-time high. So despite everything, it's good. Great. Another all-time high. And I'm about to get $1,100 in dividends on Coca-Cola, and then I'll get dividends, of course, on the S&P. So it's good. It's a good time to be in the market. It's always a good time, but I would not be chasing risk assets. I would just be holding my positions and seeing where we go next. Right. I hope you all enjoyed that. What we're going to do now is I'm going to give you your last magic number. For those of you who don't know, we are giving away $2,000 now. We did our first giveaway a couple of days ago. Of $1,000. We're now giving away $2,000. It gets even better. And I'm talking to car companies and hotels and holidays to give even more prizes away. This is going to keep going up and up and up. We want to reward all our Lucasades. It's free to enter, free for all, nothing to download. I'm just giving you my own money just because I want to help people, right? Simple as that. So we're giving away $2,000 plus a first, second, and third prize. It's free to enter, free for all. All you do is you go down here on our competition page. The link is in the chat. It's also pinned below in the description and everything else. You claim tickets. Every ticket you claim is free. Every ticket you claim is free. Nothing to download, nothing to buy, nothing to purchase. And you may have already followed me on X. You may have already followed my YouTube channel. But we got Charlotte May Weddings, a YouTube channel. If you all subscribe to this channel, you'll get free tickets. Plus, if you share it and get all your friends to subscribe to it as well, and we hit a certain number, guess what? The prize money is going up even more. All right, so this is getting really serious really quickly. So do join us, take part. Remember, you can win with one ticket or as many as you want. The more you do, the more you promote the channel, the more money it earns, the more we give you. We just give you all back to you. So you are literally making your own prize money by sharing and telling all your friends to join in. You're not ruining it for yourself because most people are lazy and can't be bothered entering. That's the reality of it. So all you're doing is increasing your own prize money. All right, so at the beginning of this live stream, I gave you the first magic number. All right, then I gave you the middle magic number. But now you want one more number. You add the 3 together and then you can enter it into the competition page. Now, if you missed the first number, it was at the beginning when we got the rate. So you can go back and watch if you want to. If you, the middle number was when Jerome Powell started to speak. So you can go back and find that and you can get that one. And here is the last magic number. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make it nice and fun and a little bit of fun. So it helps the people that want to win and the lazy people just can't be bothered. That's what I want. I want the people that want to win to win. So I promise you, you're going to get the next magic number in the next minute, the next 60 seconds. You don't have to hang on, but Vaz is waiting. He is going to give you, he's live right now. He had an invitation from a CEO to broadcast this special event. He's got proper information directly from the CEO of Vertical Aerospace. And the moment I end this stream, you're all going to be in Vaz's stream. He's going to see it explode. And then he's going to give you within a minute the last magic number. All right, so it's going to be really cool. Vaz is going to explode. He's going to be smiling and jumping up and down. And within a minute, you don't have to wait. He's going to give you the magic number. Now, if you are interested in new innovative stocks, this is a CEO special invitation broadcast for Vaz, as he's made friends in high places in vertical aerospace. So you can't miss this. You might want to stay with him, okay? You might want to stay with him. I recommend you do, but he's going to give you the magic number straight away, not to mess you around, all right? So here is the link to Vaz's show. It automatically take you there as well. It's also pinned in the chat at the top. Don't forget to go and enter the competition. Enter all your tickets. Make sure you've reposted and shared everything. I will see you back in the morning. You're now going to get your third magic number. Go and say hello to Vaz. He's going to explode right now. It's going to be wonderful to see. He's going to get 800 people, boom, straight in his show. That's what's watching right now. So that's it from me. Go and see Vaz. Say hello. Say Martyn sent me and say, oi, oi, oi. Where is my magic number? All right, there you go. Good luck, everybody. It's been a good day. We got a rate cut. If you went defensive, you're making loads of money. And as far as crypto's concerned, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer for another day. But that's kind of good. Stabilizes, gives you a chance to buy more as well. Think about it. There's always a way to make money. That's it from me. Links above my head, down below in the description, down below here, over here, and over here. The links in the chat. Go and see Vaz right now. You're giving the magic number straight away. But that's it from me. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Wish Leah all the best. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to the hospital to see the surgeon for the first time. And in the morning, I'll be here to update you. That's it from me. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.